road trip, trying to play it cool. Nothing to do, let's drive to the ocean. Get high, lay on the beach, whitewater running down my feet. Make love and repeat, I don't ever want to stay all night to see the sunrise. It's way too soon to be calling, baby, but it feels so right against the moonlight. Deep sea diving at first, don't save me. Is there something I can say to make you wanna stay with me? Is there something I can say to make you wanna stay with me? Make you wanna stay with me. Is there something I can do to show my love for you?
What's going on, YouTube? I'll be right back. Give me just 1 second. Listen, fellas, you want to get your face wash, your skincare routine intact? I use Tige Handy. It's a daily face wash with an AM, PM moisturizers with instructions in the box that's very clear on how to get it together. I know this is not something common that us men do, but it's very important that we take care of our skin. On top of that, the ladies love it. Get yourself a box of Tige Handy. It comes in the mail, ships within a week. If you click the link in my description, you would get 40% off your first order and 20% off a lifetime. On top of that, sign up to the app and you'll get even more deals. Me, I got a special. I got the grooming kit. I was able to get my nail clippers and everything that I needed to get myself together to go outside. Tige Handy is the way when I tell you the perfect men's skincare routine. Get yourself a box of Tige Handy. Going on? What is going on, YouTube? What's up? What's up? What's up? We are in the building. We are in the building. Everyone, please, you can come on camera and unmute your mics. Unmute your mics. What up? What up? What up? We got some of the panel. It looks like we are missing Kit, but she should be on shortly. Well, what's good? MRT, you in the building with us. What is good? So, I would like to introduce, we got a new panelist in the building, and I don't want to mess your name up, so I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself to the squad, please.
I am Beauty Queen. No, my name is Naila Rain, aka Beauty Queen, aka Queen Naila. That's me.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's it. So
I got a
do me
butt.
a favor. Do me a favor. Let's talk real quick about what you got going on. Introduce yourself. What tell us about you. What do you do? How could they find you? What's going on?
I be dibbling and dabbling in some things, but I am the CEO and owner of Queen Naila Cosmetics, a skincare brand created by me. Also, I have a podcast that is debuting at the end of August called I'm Gonna Say It Out Loud podcast. So that'll be coming to you guys. So just follow me. You can follow me for any of the updates. I got a lot of stuff going on. I got a book I'm writing. I love live streaming on various platforms. But I'm doing a lot. Just make sure you follow me though.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. Also, we got MRT in the building. MRT did an awesome job. She was on Media Man stream yesterday.
She did.
I was so proud of her. Man. So, yeah, yo. So watch her do it. MRT, you there? Because I'm giving you the accolades, but I don't see her.
I'm giving you accolades.
I want to give you the accolades. She probably, taking a little quick break. But we'll give her accolades when she returns. Just Justified's in the building. Just go follow Just Justified. Mind your mind with Just Justified. She got some bangers for you as well. We got Six back in the building with me and Six. Did an awesome stream the other day. And I'm so chill. So I'm loving it. There she goes. MRT is in the building. I got to give MRT a round of applause as well. She did a phenomenal job on Media Man's stream yesterday.
Definitely.
They got into a lot about health and wellness and what does it mean. They got into some topics about dating and relationships. Congratulations, MRT. That was a good look for you.
Congrats.
I think you're on mute. You might be double muted there.
Uh-oh. Look at the face brother. She's like, oh.
Might be double muted.
Hold on, how about now?
There you go.
Okay. My system thing was turned off. I look crazy today, y'all. I'm all over the place, but happy to be here. Appreciate for giving me my flowers. Yes, it was a good show. I definitely enjoyed Media Man's platform yesterday.
I was waiting.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I saw you in the comments too. It was so funny. It was a part on there where I said something about you got to knock the dust off him. I said, Lord, and then he was like, a dusty? I was like, Lord Jesus, chill, ain't gonna never let this go.
The dust is coming down the dozen, baby.
Right. And we got Kit. Kit, what up, Kit?
Hey y'all, what's going on?
I can't
What's
get my
going on with you?
What's good, everybody?
Kit is in the building. Much love. First, I would like to also give everyone that's in the chat here early a salute, a special salute. Round of applause for y'all as well. Thank you. For joining the stream. What was that noise? What was that?
I got gas?
I don't know what that was. Oh man, so it's going to be a great show today. It is going to be a great show. How do y'all feel about mandatory DNA testing? I want to get into it. I'm jumping in early. I'm going to play a video real quick, and then let's see what we're talking about over.
So you were behind my back?
Yeah, I'm grown. I'm old enough now. I feel like I got the right to do that. So I just wanted to do a test and see what is my daddy.
And so you called him?
Yeah, I called him. He was like, he thought I was his son. So that means that
We don't see nothing funny.
Nah.
But see, I told you that was your dad. I first of all, that is your dad. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who you took the test with and what you had going on, but that's your daddy.
Yeah. It sounds good, but look, I'm just saying.
It sounds good.
Nah, that's the result. The result will say what it say now. I can't lie. I can't fake no results. Now, if you had something going on, then the man that was my daddy.
First of all, you didn't have no business going behind my back. That's what you didn't have no business doing.
Yeah, but I just feel like I ain't had no bond with him like that. Like I knew something was off. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to go get my results and see what's going on.
Let me tell you something.
It's okay. You know, I'm old enough. I understand. Now, if my real dad ain't want to take care of me, you know what I'm saying?
See, some things are better left unsaid.
Oh, okay.
You should just left it like it was. I ain't tell you. I told you that was your daddy. You should have went right on with it all these years. You 18 years old, 19 years old now. And it's no sense in trying to go behind my back and figure it out. You too old now.
Ooh, wow,
That's crazy.
wow, crazy. First of all, I would like to shout out the professor. He is in the building.
Hey.
What is good, my guy? Yo, Professor has been dropping some bombs. So if you are not subscribed to the distinguished professor, please go over there and subscribe. I don't know. He just
Well, damn. Right.
So let's get into this topic. Anyone can start this. How do y'all feel? Because my biggest thing is this. I truly believe that paternity test needs to be done at birth. This would eliminate a lot of these issues that you see going on in society right now. Now, I know the reasons why it will never happen in most states, but I'm starting to see a trend and things happening in certain states. So anyone can start with this topic. Let's get into it. What's up?
So I would like to be the first. I want to just say she is one of the dregs of society that I told men to avoid because they don't give a damn about your feelings. They don't give a damn about the kids. They really don't. How you going to sit up there and tell your son, your own flesh and blood, that you went behind my back? You did it because he had to. You had 18 years to tell this young man the truth, but you sat up there and just chose to lie. I don't respect women like that. I will never protect women like that. And whatever happens, happens. I can't stand them. That's disgusting. And I can't wait for the laws to change so they can stop doing that shit. That's not right. Y'all can have it. I land my plan right there.
All right, so I'm gonna stay on topic because he wants to bash the mother first instead of talking about what's on hand, which is mandatory DNA testing at birth.
And I covered that. Did I not?
First of all, let me calm down. You had your
How many
time.
kids you got?
So first of all,
yeah,
I am wholeheartedly for DNA testing at birth. I'm down for it. Because there are situations like that. Now you can't judge every woman across the board, but you look hurt if you're gonna be making a face. Yeah, but we're not gonna judge all women across the board, but there are those deceptive ones, just like how there are deceptive men across each, there's deceptive people. So with these cases, for those mothers, they definitely, it's not okay. There are health issues with it. There are, so many things that can occur from this. We just saw the whole Kirk Franklin case and all this other stuff. There are real life situations where this is happening too often, and it needs to stop.
I agree. Anyone else got something on this?
I'm still waiting for her to answer my question about the kids thing.
What question? What question? Because I was talking, so I wasn't listening to you.
I asked you, did you have any children?
None of your business.
Oh, but we're on a panel, so we can't be honest about that. So that must mean
because that's not what we're talking about. How about you leave my personal out of the issue at hand right now?
Well, I say that.
Take your ball heads out. Keep it over there.
Everybody, I asked that question because it depends on how women answer the question. Y'all already heard me say this. Women lock arm in failure. They always do. So
wait, what does that mean?
If I'm talking to a woman who has kids, it's like they take a certain stance. They wanna be like, all right, I can't vehemently go against this, so let me agree to some of it.
Okay, but I just told you what my stance was. That's all you need. I just told you what my stance was. That's all you need. You don't need to know my personal on that. So stay there.
Are you a mother?
You heard my stance. Stay there. Next.
I think I know.
I was gonna say, I honestly don't really know how I feel about it. I think obviously in situations like this, it's useful and necessary. I think it's crazy that people do be waiting, or not even waiting, but just not telling you at all, and you find out years later that somebody's not your daddy. I really don't even know how I would react to that, to be honest. If I found out my daddy wasn't my daddy, I'd be like, what the hell is this? But I wouldn't say like I'm 100%. Yeah, it should be mandatory, but I'm also not against it because it's like, because about what about those people where you you know that's your wife and that's your kid. You know what I mean? Certain relationships and people you wouldn't have to, like GMT is not doubting that his son is his. Like he has that reassurance. Like he knows. So should he? I feel like it would be an offense to somebody like him, like, oh, mandatory DNA or mandatory DNA test to make sure the kids. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like
mandatory takes the offense off the table. Because if it's mandatory, it's people who are
participating and who's not. Yeah.
You know, there's no prejudice with it. So it kind of takes the prejudice off the board.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, that's pretty much where I stand. So I really don't know. Oh, shoot, I really don't know what how I actually feel about that. That's crazy though. That's crazy. Why are you looking like that?
I would say with the system already being so crazy, man, it's like it's actually like one of the perfect solutions to eliminate a lot of the issues. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of dudes out here paying child support, getting put on child support, getting put on birth certificates for baby that don't belong to them. We've all seen the Maury show. You are not the father. And this same woman come on this show 15 times and gonna had 14 dudes and ain't now one of them the baby father, right? So I think it eliminates a lot up front, and it helps, especially the father, kind of be able to then move forward and taking whatever legal, avenues he may need to take, especially if he's not in a legitimate relationship with this person, because it's a lot of legalities if you are not in a marriage with a woman, have a baby out of wedlock, and she chooses to keep that baby from you. So I just think it's the beginning of the end to a lot of the bull that most people deal with in that situation.
Nyla, what's your thoughts on the topic?
I say yes. I say let's go ahead and make it mandatory. I'm a mom. I have children. So it's not offensive. I understand the position of a man, because all you have when a woman gives birth to a child is her word. That's it. There is nothing to assure you that it is factual that this is your child. So I say absolutely. Go for it. If that provides some reassurance to you, I don't see a problem with it at all. And it's not offensive to me because I understand that position.
I love that
Final answer.
I love that answer. Very honest and astute. I love it.
What? Can I ask another question before we move forward? What y'all got going on? What's going on between
this is old school. It's old school beef.
Yeah. Okay, I'm new here. I'm like, what's happening? Okay.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while.
Sorry, Nyla. Your answer was wonderful. Not that you needed my,
Okay. Thank you.
Okay with that, Thank you. But I'm just saying, just excuse the foolishness.
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to know. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
So, Kit, what's your thoughts on the matter?
Why y'all always want to involve me? Like,
I just gotta involve you, kitty cat, whatever.
In my brown glory. Let's see. I personally believe that, for one, we got to start bringing it to a place where it shouldn't be in question in the first place, right?
That's kind of what yeah.
Like the fact that we have to even have this kind of energy is wild crazy, that we don't know who done dropped off some sperm in the society. That's one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's who? I also believe that it should be mandatory, just to kind of nix a lot of this stuff in the bud. You nip it in the bud, you know what I'm saying? And make it where it's like, it's kind of like how I believe you trust but verify, right? I believe you saying what you're saying is true. Let me just get some paperwork to back up what I already believe is true, right? So it's like the checks and balances, you measure twice, you cut once. And it's kind of that energy for me. It's like, I believe that you're not doing what you say you're not doing. Let's just have the proof with the pudding,
Verify.
I trust but verify. I don't care what nobody. Yeah, you told the truth, but I still need to know for myself, because your truth and the actual truth might not be the same truth. And so, I just want to make sure.
That's a fact. Do you know that statistics show that 30% of men that test in the U.S. have shown to be not the fathers of their children? In Jamaica, island of Jamaica, 70% of men that test their children turn out to be not the father of the children.
To get a test.
Yeah.
So what's so crazy about those stats show that imagine the ones that do not test.
Right.
Imagine the ones that how much men are out here paying child support. How much men are out here thinking that it's their family that they created with a woman that turned around and they're not even raising their own blood. But the mindset is that they think that they are.
But let me ask this question. Are we saying mandatory for everyone, or are we saying not mandatory for married couples, but mandatory for
everyone?
Everybody.
Across the board.
For everybody.
Across the board.
First things first, I know I like to fight. Y'all ain't come for me all like that. Y'all back it up a little bit. Don't do that.
Oh man.
Yo.
You know that married women be out there giving it up too. Yo, kid, why them glasses look so big? Kid, you
I'm
see us?
screaming. They're actually cute though. They're cute like it. It's her face.
I like it.
I need to be able to, see through the bullshit of today. So
it's giving me Minion.
Right.
You know, I'm about to hire a Minion, so it works. Like
I'm loving it because it really fits your face. It is so cute.
It's cute.
Yes.
Thank you.
I having that little girl moment. Cut that out. Yo, Professor. What up, man? What
Just
up,
because the shade only came from under trees, honey. Whoa.
I'm back. Peace and pan fried chicken to everyone. Peace and pan fried chicken. King Kong Cookie Crunch over here, the professor. But no, man, what's up?
What's poppin', man? I was trying to give you a shout out and you drop big ups to my guy, Professor. Go and subscribe to the Distinguished Professor. Got some great content over there. Just started dropping his videos and I'm like, yo, he's doing a great job at what he do, man. So go over there and subscribe. Check out his content and give us some feedback. So, Professor, what's your thoughts on mandatory DNA testing at birth?
Gotta have it. You gotta make sure that because I think that was the son, right? That was the son that had his DNA test. His president to his mother. I mean, you look at Kirk Franklin's situation where his mom, even after the DNA test, lied to him.
Somebody said that.
And so I'm sure somebody said that, but no, you gotta have it. And as a man, you don't want to pay for someone's kids that's not yours. It's not gonna happen. So I think mandatory DNA test is something that's needed.
And the crazy part with the Kirk Franklin case is that he denied it even upon the test being done.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, and he did it twice.
Denied it. Like,
it's true. What do y'all think, right? So about the men that has been raising these children, paying child support all these years, what do you think about locking the mothers up if they can't afford to pay back child support?
I'm all for it. Lock their heifer asses up. Lock them up. Go away the key. Throw away the key.
I disagree. I hear what you're saying, Chill, but I disagree.
Yeah.
I would make her pay. I would make her pay back restitution.
For make her she paid. He said if she cannot pay it back.
Oh yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, just like the man. If she can't pay, take her back to court, file contempt. She going to jail.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So to clarify my answer, my brother over here. Hold on. Pause. So my brother over here said that was an emotional answer. So I want to clarify so my brother can get a clear understanding. It's not an emotional answer because it's a fact. If she don't pay, lock her ass up. Because if your black ass don't pay, guess where you going? Your license is gone and your dusty ass is going to jail. That's how it is. So same rules across the board for everybody. You want to play the system? The same penalties to you. I give 0 Fs.
Why he gotta be a Dusty?
That's right. No passport.
I ain't calling him a Dusty. I'm
Dusty
talking about
Dusty is
not him. I'm talking about Dusty in that situation.
Just vested.
Yeah. Dusty is important. Dusty
is important though. I like sprinkling some Dusty on my shit.
Yeah, Dusty is important.
Yo.
They have with Dusty.
No.
This guy.
But I agree.
So what lock him up. I agree. Six, what's your thought?
Nah, so I got to be real with you, yo. In most cases, like because it's crazy to call that homie a sucker and then say you're supposed to pay a sucker back. If a sucker got suckered, he a sucker. So that's just what it is, yo. So for me, if a dude was in a situation where you got played for it by a chick, and because it's a lot of women out here doing this, and I understand what you're doing, but you should have, as a man, gone and done it yourself. If it's mandatory or not, you should have asked for it. You should have made sure that it was done and in place, right? So any man that's been out here this long and don't know that his child ain't his, I'm asking, what the hell is you doing? What type of love do you have for this woman that you don't feel like you need to know? Now, real, because it's too much stuff going on. We've seen way too much. You see it today. You are not able to guarantee that your child is your child until you have 99.9% on that paper in front of you. I don't care what you say. She loved you. Yeah, she loved that other dick when she was sucking. I'm sorry.
Yo,
But
I'm sorry.
Hey,
doing that,
Six,
though?
let me ask you a question though.
This is a
I'm
family
sorry.
show.
Six, let me ask you a question.
We
What
got
if, like in the case of Andrew Wiggins, the Golden State Warriors player, where he's raising that kid like it's his because he doesn't know any different, and he finds out that it's his best friend's kid?
Yo, what?
And that's exactly my point. The fact that you know the type lifestyle that you live, and you don't have things in place. Like it shows it shows how men aren't adapt to do what they need to do to be responsible. You can't call yourself a leader, but you got loopholes in your armor. It don't make sense. How did you where's the accountability from the man? You let a woman have a baby and you took care of this baby, regardless of how it looked, how you had the interactions, like how the homie said in the video. Yo, I don't even feel like I had a connection with my pop.
Yeah. So are you saying like the man should be aware, like kind of the situation? Like if he's doing
every man in America, I'm saying every man in America should be screaming yes mandatory, because every man should want to know that the child that he put into his woman is his child. Okay. If he feels that he is having a child, he should want to know that. Go ahead.
Six, partially agree with what you're saying, but there's a point where you got to look at it like the reality of it. A lot of men that have women that they believe are their women, right, usually give birth and don't get tested, because we tend to like put a lot of trust in a woman. Sometimes you can't tell. Like you can't tell. You can have a feeling all you want, but you can't really tell if this child is yours or not. So to say that, I agree. If it's not mandatory in most states in America. I think Tennessee is starting to push that, where they actually are starting to penalize the mom, places like that. But it's not the reality for most of America, and it's not the reality for most men. So, is it a messed up thing that has to happen? 100%. But yo, we got to get held accountable if we don't pay our child support. If we pay, whatever it is, our license get taken for us, we can't work, we get screwed. So the fact that a woman now comes in here and says like, yo, listen, this is what I'm doing. I slept with 5-6 different men. I don't know who the father is. I'm going to have this man be a sucker, and I'm gonna basically bury him. In some cases, the man goes to jail, spends 5-6 years in jail on some child support stuff just to come out and find out the kid is not his. So what happens then? The mom, it's not that you go to jail for what you did. You go to jail because you can't pay it back.
Well,
but see, I think that determines the state, because in the state of Georgia, in order for me to have been put on child support, she had to justify paternity of the baby, right? Yeah. So I came to court,
right?
And see, and that's what I'm saying. So it's like a different dynamic and a different answer. It's a different answer from state to state, because she couldn't put me on child support without that, so that would have never have happened to me. I was starting to think, is this my baby? When she doing the stuff she doing, I can't get them how I want them. I ain't even able to see them. She talking about I can't pick them up for the first year. She went crazy. So I'm thinking this ain't even my child. So when she put me on child support and I had to go to court side and they did the swab, they swabbed my baby back home. Back where they live. And then I got their paperwork saying 99.9. Now I'm on child support. So I guess it just depends on the state.
And Rain, on top of that, if I'm taking care of a kid that's not mine, again, it depends on the state. If I'm taking care of that kid as a step parent or whatever, and I think it's mine, but it's not, I can also be put on child support for a kid that's not mine. That also depends on the state.
Fact.
So you definitely need paternity at the beginning, because why pay for a kid that's not yours when they need to be with their real father?
Yeah,
Right.
I agree. It happens. I know someone personally who amended her test results and gave it to a man. So stuff like that, that's the reason why I do believe it should be mandatory. But like I said, even when you get to that point where the test results are being sent back to the woman and she got a little PDF skill, now you got you got an amended test results, you know, so it's still
wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So let me ask you this question, Chill, because you say if this man isn't the father, he's a dusty, first of all, for even getting caught in that situation. If it's not his children, he should be paid for the children that he's been paying for that doesn't belong to him. Now that he's found out these aren't his children and this woman isn't able to pay for these kids, she's supposed to go to jail for her misconduct. What happens to the kids? So do they go into the foster system?
Going?
Because they already got a daddy that they don't know is their daddy. So
hold on.
No, let me finish the question. No, you don't get to hold on. No, let me finish my question. So they don't know who their father is, have never met this other father, this other man. So who again do these children go to if you decide to lock up the mother?
Okay, they're going to go to the father, either the father or some of her relatives. That's who they're going to go to. Punishment is punishment. Did you dare to ask that to the men who had to get locked up? No, because you're a what? You was raised by who, sir? I'm going to tell you why you asked that question, because you look through the world through the eyes of your mother. That's why you think that way.
No, not at all. Not at all. I look from the eyes of the fact that there are a lot of kids already in the foster system. There are already kids in the foster system. And you're basically saying to make kids foster children because of the bad mistakes of the parents. I understand your point and what you're saying, but if the kids have nowhere to go, it's a bad option, sir.
Can you answer the question, please, sir? And then we can move forward.
But Chill, I don't think that's
more MRT, please. I got this. Let me do what I do.
There's nothing to do. We are talking about a question at hand. It has nothing to do with who raised me. I don't know why you always want to use homonyms and try to put people personally into a situation. We can talk about your personal life, but nobody's personally attacking you. We are attacking the conversation. And the conversation at hand, sir, in which I'm asking you the question of, because you made a statement that the woman should be locked up. If she is locked up, sir, where do the children go? Has nothing to do with my household, what I got going on, nothing.
The other custodial parent, point blank, period. And if it doesn't go to the brother who now says, hey, those are not my kids, y'all got to go find that daddy and let him know, hey, these your kids. I know you didn't sign up for this, but boom, that's where they go, sir. Or if that's not an option, they're going to go to the grandmama, the auntie, somebody else in that family, because that's how it is, just to keep them poor little babies up out of the system. But truth be told, that woman, that's the problem. See, women like that, women who raise kids on their own, they like to use their kids as a shield. Truth be told, when the heat gets hot, they will throw their children under the bus. And you should know it, because you probably experienced it yourself, since you don't want to answer the question.
This feel like grown men yelling. Y'all ain't talking about
GMY, huh? GMY, we gotta change it over.
No cap, no kid. No cap. I'm over here like
I'm over here. I done opened up my cashews and shit. Y'all.
Hey, look, hey kid. I'm on your time today, kid. I'm on your time today, kid.
Look, okay, you know, look.
Oh, wow.
Sure.
Y'all wildin'.
But listen, you know what I agree with Six. Where the child should go is we don't know who the father is, so definitely that's already clear. The man who thought he was the father is not the father. The likelihood is Mama was giving that box out to God knows how many men. Now
there we go.
You know, here we are. So hold on, we got a $1.99 super chat from La. She is in the building, y'all. Thank you, La.
Welcome.
Yeah. I
says Chill is talking that real talk.
Oh yeah.
All right. So real quick, I'm gonna give it to you, MRT, just now. What I was saying is that you give it to the next person. So if it's grandma, if it's uncles, if it's whatever, sometimes unfortunately it's just like someone said here, right? If she goes to jail for breaking the law, what would be the difference, right? So sometimes kids, unfortunately, have to give it up to the foster system. Basically, it's almost like you got to work hard now to pay that money back. So it's not like you just go to jail for the act. You do what you need to do because you basically robbed somebody of their good years. Mm. So that man had to suffer while you got away with what? Murder. You lived a life. Sometimes child support could be somewhere around $1,000 a month. Mm-hmm. To where the man now is behind in everything because there was a judge who spent 30 years raising his children just to find out that all 3 of his kids wasn't his.
The old white judge, right?
I saw that.
Oh, he was. Oh man, look. Let me tell y'all something, man.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Chill. Before you get that, let me get MRT. MRT.
Oh, it's low key not relevant now. I was just gonna say, yeah. That's a good question on where the kids would go because usually kids do go home with mamas, not daddies. So if we don't know who the dad is, then I just didn't know how we would find him if we already didn't know who he is. But yeah, that's all.
Bump that.
The mama
and then Wall Street was like, chill, don't care, lock the kid up too.
All of them. Chill, don't give a goddamn.
Gotta go. Hey, at least they get 3 hots in the cot.
Yeah. What up, skinny boy? What up, skinny boy?
Education. Exactly.
Yo,
knock them all up.
Happy week.
Jeez. I mean, is the mandatory test not the best thing for the child? Like, forget the parents. Why are we even talking about the adults? Yeah. It's almost as though the kids are irrelevant in this conversation, yo.
Kids are relevant.
Oh, they're relevant.
Mandatory. That's it.
They're relevant.
Chill. Nothing smells bad. Put your face.
Man, it's just sometimes, yeah.
Chill, do you have any kids, Chill?
I do not.
Chill, do you have any kids?
I do not, sir.
We do not.
I wasn't reckless with my penis. I wasn't reckless with my penis.
It explains.
No, you are, but just
but see, me and Chill on the same page, and I do have kids.
Yeah. So explain that.
I'm on the same page as him too.
Yo, y'all
over here, baby. It's different over here. It ain't no steps over here, baby.
Because I was at paying $1,000 a month and not being able to see my kid. I mean, I was there, and if I found out she was that heifer got to pay.
I think it's only fair, though. It's only fair.
And I have no problem with the payment, but at the same time,
if she can't pay, she going to jail.
Do you feel it's fair for? Let me ask you a question, brother. Do you feel it's fair for a man who's out here doing what he can to make life happen, right? And we see every day what happens to men and how they changing these laws in New York and stopping frisk and all this stuff, trying to come back. Like, with this being the case, there's a lot of things that can knock you off your square as a man. So if a man who gets caught up, a man who has makes a mistake, right, is out of work and it's a little harder to get back to work, you think he deserves to go to jail when he ain't out here trying? Like, most men are really trying, but it is, like you say, $1,000 a month for some men, they can't afford to fall off. And if they do, like you said, Mingo, it ain't no catching up. You forever behind.
It goes by your income, though.
It does. And courts are actually very lenient when it comes to locking people up because they have, in certain states, they have found that it doesn't make any sense to lock somebody up for 90 days, a year, whatever. So what they're doing is they're having them pay their rearage back, or they're figuring something out, or they're garnishing the pay. So that has been the case. But what I'm saying is she has to pay. And if you get a certain amount behind, and I take you to court for contempt, the judge has to do something. He may give you 90 days to make it up, and if you don't, you're gonna do 90 days in jail, and you got to figure it out with your lawyer. I mean, with your work and your attorney. So yeah, at the end of the day, if I had to go through the same situation as a man to find out that kid's not mine, you should have the same. You should have to go through the same situation because one, MRT, she manipulated me and made me think that was my kid.
Oh,
and
really?
That's
Wait, what?
No, I'm saying in this hypothetical. One, she would have manipulated me and made me think it's my kid. So if I'm taking care of this kid, I find out it's not mine, then she should have the same consequences. There's no passport, no driver's license. She needs to figure it out on her own.
Yo, I didn't know they did y'all like that for child support. That's
because Bill Clinton in 1994, Bill Clinton passed that law. So for all you people, he passed the law for child support, the Child Support Act, and so men had to, if they didn't pay, they either went to jail, lost their passport, driver's license things because it wasn't like that till 1994. And to be honest with you, if you get Kamala Harris, she'll lock you up for your kid not going to school.
Facts.
So
in California, she was locking y'all up.
Yeah,
she would lock people up for not going to school.
All of that. She was locking up men and she was locking up women. She didn't give a damn. And I ain't seen none of y'all say that when she was running. Even now,
I don't like her. I am not for Kamala Harris. Never have.
So we're not going. Let's not get too political. Let's not get too political. So
I ask both of you, brother. I would ask both of you brothers, if that's the case, then why would you not advocate for a man himself the same way the commercial how they used to say with the STD test? No, like you need to be asking for that the day that you are getting put on child support, the day that baby came out, the day you got the phone call. Then that should have been the day that you went on and you started filling out paperwork to get it done. It ain't no woman's job and no man who wasn't laid in that bed with you to come and make sure that child is your child.
I agree with that.
I don't understand.
Well, in my case, the judge gave you an option to have a DNA test or admit that child was yours. So my daughter was out of Pennsylvania. So I'm not sure how it is in every other state, but that's how it was in my case. I could get a DNA test or I could admit that the child is mine. So that's what I had the option. So I'm not sure how it is in every other state.
Hurt.
But paternity should be established. I mean, that's just ultimately a thing. And I only say that I agree with locking women up because that's what it is for men. If he don't pay, they are a little bit lenient. They are lenient when it comes to men. They're locking the men up who are avoiding paying. Is what they're doing.
Yeah,
it's the ones who are avoiding paying. Niggas that's going to get 1099 jobs so they can avoid paying child support. That's what they're doing. So as long as you avoid it, like I said, I had to go through the whole system with my son's father. They gave him 90 days to pay. You come back here, you ain't paid, you got to get up out of there. I watched a man. They put handcuffs on this man who was $1 million in the. How do you get $1 million? You ain't never paid. They put the handcuffs on him and they escorted him up out of there. So sorry, if you want to know what's crazy to me,
wait, I have to say this, and I already know that y'all are gonna be ready to kick me off the panel, which I'm so ready for. Y'all can just.
I got your back, kid. I got your back, kid.
But I personally feel like men will give the dingaling away for free, but y'all can't sell the pussy to make sure y'all don't go to jail. Y'all better figure this thing out. Like,
why are we selling pussy?
Because
what are we doing?
I'm just saying, women look. They say they not a. They say when like, oh, I'm not getting a job. I am a job. So you can give away the dingaling for free, but you can't sell a little booty to make sure you don't go to jail. Y'all better figure this thing out. Like,
I believe you, kid. I always say a woman should never be broke.
To confirm, are you saying that they should be figuring out how to sell that thing?
Okay,
child support page.
You better call Nate.
Hold on. What are we talking? What are we talking?
She's saying if a woman gets put
back to a whole
she's talking about the man. She's talking about the man.
She's talking about the man, son.
No,
I don't know how we
a woman gets put on child support. She said if a woman gets put on child support and she gets behind, she needs to go sell.
No. That's not what she said. That's not what she said.
You know what? I'm child size, not child age. I got you. I'm gonna explain exactly what I said because I said what I said and I meant it when I said it. So let me help you. So men have this thing called a pussy, right?
I get what she's saying.
Because again, y'all will give the dingaling away for free, but you won't sell the cheeks to make sure you don't go to jail. Like they have this thing called gay.
I'm trying to figure out what is
happening right now?
What? Do not like me.
Y'all have never heard of that? Y'all have never heard of gay for pay?
I've heard of it, but why? Hilarious.
Because if they don't pay their child support, they go into jail. So instead of going to jail, go sell something. They go.
I don't want you to sell your booty.
Not us, them.
I know, but why are they selling their booty? Why you gotta sell their booty? They
give that away for free. So I mean, they gotta up the level. They gotta figure it out. They gotta
Yo, kid, them glasses. Take them glasses off. Them glasses.
Hey, and Rain, and so I. You ever heard? It's a basketball player by the name of Eddie Curry. Right, talk about the $1 million behind. He paid child support to his baby mama for 17 years and 11 months. At month 11, she went to the court and said he's never paid child support. He got put on child support for $1 million. And the reason why is because he was paying her directly and not paying through the state.
Right. What do you mean paying her directly? He should still be able to have receipts.
No, he did. He brought the receipts. It didn't matter. The judge told him he had to pay through the state. It was a gift. Yeah,
They don't do that here in Illinois. You can definitely come with your receipts and they're gonna get you up out that thing. In this state,
and that's my point. It differs from state to state, yo. It differs from state to state.
Yeah.
You say is it Illinois?
Yeah, I'm in Chicago, so
that's where it was. It was in the state of Illinois.
I ain't never heard that a day in my life.
Yeah,
because they tell you, at least in my circumstances or in the circumstances, if he would have came with money order receipts, any of that, you have to come showing that you are giving something to her. It ain't no gift when we got a kid involved.
Nah.
You are, and these are labeled money order. Yeah, you get up out that thing.
What I want you to do, Miss Beauty Queen, I want you to pick up your phone and Google so you can see how many cases they have where they consider the money that you give directly to the woman as a gift. Now, most smart dudes who are into finances, anything that's considered a gift, that's a tax write-off, fellas. So if you ever find yourself in that situation, that is considered a tax write-off. So you can find a way to get that money back. But that's what they do. They definitely do it in Commonwealth, Virginia. I'm from Virginia. They do it heavily there.
Yeah, I was going to say
the memo for child support.
That's why I said if they were looking at that, if you're bringing in money orders and it is labeled for child support, they will accept that.
But you know, in a lot, but even with that, right? Because I literally just watched the case. That happened actually to a woman, and she was saying, "I gave X amount of dollars. It was like roughly $10,000 as a gift, right? Whether and her husband at the time was paying it with a receipt saying what it was for. But the judge said in that state that they were in that was considered a gift. So she needed to pay it because in the order it said it had to be paid directly to the court. It clear as day. Even the lawyer repeated it. It needed to be paid to the state. So, yeah, no matter what, you could be screwed in these child support cases. Like Six said, from state to state, that matters a lot. But go ahead, Jess.
So this is just another option out there, because you know that men also may not have been back in the days as much, but now you know that you are at least guaranteed to 50-50. So even if you even take that child to live with you, you know that you can have the mother pay child support, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. I'm glad you said
that. One second.
Yeah.
We got a super chat. We got a super chat.
Hey.
Marriage, Politics, and Sports sends a $5 super chat. Says most states won't honor child support because the state doesn't get their piece. And that's the whole thing with it, why it's considered a gift. Because remember, all states really take a percentage out for child support. So this is why this thing will never end, right? And why it will never be in the favor of most men, because usually we make more money on average. So if the state knows if I got you on child support and I got to get a piece of it and you're not paying it, then what? You know, back child support, no matter how it looks, they take their piece of the pie.
Right.
Thank you so much, Marriage, Politics, and Sports.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Go ahead, Chad.
After that, man, you know what? I'm gonna just let Jess slide on that one because I actually forgot what she said, man. I just knew ladies was gonna start saying some foolishness today when it comes to child support because a lot of ladies be like, man, they coming for our pockets, they coming for our ends. But I'm just leave it alone. I forgot what you said, Jess, so I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just wait till you say something else, Tom.
I ain't saying anything what you just said, so you can say oblivious.
You know what, boy? What did no one do any drugs before they came on this podcast so that they could
I have mine here.
Oh man!
I love y'all. All right, y'all are fam. So when I say stuff like this,
everybody act proper.
Trust me,
I'm the only one that's allowed to not act proper because I don't every time. So there's a difference.
Right. But so this is a true statement right here. It's a catch-22. It goes both ways. It goes more towards the mother. The courts are not friendly. Basically, they're not friendly to the fathers.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
If there's a father that fights, I believe that it may be possible. If there's a father that actually comes in, because usually the negative is, and I actually read this. You can check dadsrg.org or something like that. I don't remember the website, but they actually state that what trips the father up is that when the relationship is coming to a dissolve, they usually imply that the child stays with the mother. That's not how it have to be. You have just as much rights to your children. So if the courts see that, let's say upon split that you decide to take the child, then that they're looking at where the child is most settled with. If they went with the father and they're living with the father, then they're more settled with the mother and they have more right with staying there if it were not to be 50-50. But odds are there's a 50-50 chance.
I would say, go ahead, Chill.
No, I want you to go first because, I want you to go first, brother.
So I would honestly say, bless you. I would honestly say what I see, yes, it's definitely supposed to be more of a 50-50 thing today. But what we got to look at is what's really happening to a lot of men. Even when these men are out here fighting, they still get the back end of the stick.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how we try to look at it. The fact of the matter is, in most cases, the child is usually with the mother, right? Mm-hmm. And why? Because even if the father wants the child, they would say, well, where was the child at most of the time? With the mother. Right. So no matter how we look, no, you can't just do that. Because in some states, you can't just take the child from these mothers.
Yes, you can.
No,
you have just as much rights to your child.
I got
no,
it.
you don't.
Yes, you can.
And you got to get a court order to do
Y'all
that.
Y'all are presuming that, and then that's why you're kind of like lifting up your hands and letting it go.
Boom. I like that comment right there. I ain't even got to say a damn thing.
We gotta.
And I didn't use fight as in actuality. I'm talking about you actually have to be present. You actually have to make moves. Y'all presume that the mother have rights rather than taking that child with you.
Man.
Well, but let me just read this.
You have just as much rights. I'm telling you.
Just
that mother take the child out of the country. I'm sorry.
Just was going.
I was on a roll. Can I land?
No, we got a $5 Go ahead and land your plane.
Sorry.
No, go ahead and land the plane. Land the plane.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, just land your plane.
See, now I done forgot it. Go ahead.
Oh man, all right. We got a $5 super chat. We got a $5. Embrace the grace. The question to ask: why should a father have to fight for his child?
And that's what I was responding to. That's what I was responding to.
So land that plane. Let her land the plane, then chill, and then kick.
I'm not saying that the father have to fight for the child. I just used that as a figure of speech, really, which was a poor choice of words. But the father have just as much rights to the child as the mother does, and that's a presumed thing. That's presumed. If you actually take your child upon the dissolution of the thing, I'm telling you, it's just because y'all already presume it and then y'all leave it. Y'all, I'm telling you, that's how it is.
So in a lot of states they would say you get
across the board, y'all leave it.
Okay. So I'm gonna say this. I do not agree with Jess at all. And
okay, but
go to
hold
on. Your plane is on the ground, girl. Your plane on the ground.
It's the cockpit. Your plane
is on the ground. Anyway, fellas, I'm talking directly to y'all. All right, I don't believe none of that mess because see, in a lot of cases, there have been upstanding fathers who done went out here and made a mistake by sleeping with a chick he should have avoided. He done gave his seed to her, and the court saw he was living better, made more money, but yet he gave it to that dusty, He gave it to that dusty of a mother, and guess what happened to that kid? That kid is no longer here because she was irresponsible, and that's why the death rate is so higher with single moms. They know what they're doing. It's a game. It's a hustle. All right. They put them in your arms because they know you're going to raise dusties. You're going to raise men who can't move the community forward. That's why they give y'all the rights. If you ain't caught on to that,
That's
you
dumb.
are dead in
Then
a
you're not
spot.
putting the
That
child
ain't dumb.
first.
That's society.
Dumb.
That's society.
Dumb. That's dumb on the man's part. Who's gonna
Okay.
leave if you know that
Okay.
if the mother
Okay.
is insufficient
Okay.
and if the mother is poor, then you leaving your child in that woman's
They do
care
it all the
is a fault
time.
on your own without
You need
even
to
doing
cut the
anything about
cuties
it.
off,
I don't
ma'am.
care
The
what you
cuties
say.
off says
I don't care what you
exactly.
say.
I know you don't care, but that's why you got a phone and you can look it up so you can know what I'm saying.
I do. I do.
All right. And get out your feelings.
I do. I actually do.
You know what? To hell with both of y'all.
I have a. Well, go ahead, kid. I got a question for the whole panel after. I wanted to.
Jesus Christ.
Testing. So first things first. I'm gonna
MRT and then BMU.
So for one, to be completely honest, Jess isn't telling. She's not telling a lie. She's actually telling you factual information. So if you don't go to the courthouse and legally have it documented who has paternal rights to the child, you could literally go pick up your kid. And I know this for a fact. This literally happened to a relative of mine earlier this year. I almost had to come out of Black girl retirement and go crazy on her baby daddy, who was trying to take her daughter because he was mad or whatever. And the police were literally there and was like, well, because you all don't have any papers documented in the court saying who actually has custody and rights to the child, he has the right to take his child if he so fits and sees fit. So again, it is an actual factual thing. The only time that changes is if that's the only time that changes is if you all actually have documented papers in the court saying who has paternity rights, and if you both have rights to the child, how much is it 50-50? Is it equal rights if you decide to do one thing or the other? So that is an actual factual, and that is
they
not
just want
something
fallacies to fly to always have one
I'm not
narrative.
whatever they want. I can't speak for that. What I do think it is that somehow that narrative of they can't do or they can't go get their kid has been spun into its own story fairy tale where, again, this is a legal thing. We're not even talking about opinion. I'm talking facts. And these are facts. What the facts that I'm speaking, you can actually look up. So this isn't me giving my opinion. You can actually, if you feel like your child's mother or your child's father isn't proper or doing what they need to do or taking care of the kid in any particular way, and there is no court document stating that they have full custody of the kid, you could literally go pick that kid up and do what you need to. And that is an actual factual, and that is the law.
Yo. All right.
Can I
Oh my God. Y'all are so haters. My glasses are fucking dope.
Give me
Y'all
1
are
second.
haters.
BMU is a guest today on the panel. My guy BMU is in the building. What up, man?
What's going on, fam? What's going on, man?
You the proper love, man. What up? So, BMU, I would love to hear from you. MRT had a question for the panel, so I want her to ask the question, and then 6, you got that right after. Go ahead, BMU, my guy. What it do?
So, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
all right.
brother.
So, listen, I'm just listening. This child support thing is a catchy thing that we can have a conversation about. And I heard Justified say the man with no children has everything to say. Well, I want to speak from a man who has children. And I will say this, I've sat in courtrooms with relatives. I've sat in courtrooms with homeboys. I've sat in courtrooms and listened to the judges. Now, you did state a fact. Yes, in some states, you can go pick your child up, never return them, and the mother has to prove you an unfit father to get the child. You can do that in most cases. However, that is not always the case. So when we look at custody fighting for children, right? We have a program here in Dallas where we help fathers who can afford to fight for their children, basically. Because for a man to fight, his first step, he looking at $1,700 to $2,500. That's just to start. And then for every time he goes to court, he's looking at $4,300, $5,300, $6,500, $7,000 in most cases, $8,000. You damn near have to make $100,000 a year to fight for your damn children.
Boom.
And so, and I've heard the judges say, I heard fathers say, hey, listen, Your Honor, I don't have that job anymore working offshore. I'm working on land now, and I'm making 40% less. And I've heard the judge say, well, get another job. That's not my responsibility.
Boom.
I've heard judges tell men, you are not enough to have this child. And then, but then on top of that, the mother is living in the hood and with housing authority, getting $800 worth of food stamps, got to catch a ride to the grocery store. But the man that's working on land shore, making $56,000 a year, he's not enough. The system is rigged for women to get custody of these children. And let me give you a reason why. Here in the great state of Texas, you know what they use child support fees for? Retirement of government officials. Do you think they're going to fuck with the government officials' money and stop child support and put more rules where men can get more? Stop it. They're not going to do that. Here in Texas, when a judge retires, child support is paying his retirement. Anybody that's in a government official in the state of Texas. Now, I work with these people. I work with these men. I got the receipts. I can email them to you of how many men who have went to court, had their receipts, had what they needed, and the judge told them, fuck off. The kids are going to the mom. You work too much. The kids are going to the mom. You're not acting. The mom been had the kids. The mother struck. I've heard a judge say, this woman went through 9 months of pregnancy. This woman went through pain. This woman almost lost this child. And you're coming in here neglecting the fact that this woman put her body on the line and you want to take from her what she's had. I've heard a judge say that to a young man. Just because she went through the stresses of a pregnancy, automatically she keeps custody of the child. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And the piggyback on BMU, he's because I told you my daughter's in. What's up, twin? My daughter's in Pennsylvania. I talked to 3 separate lawyers, 2 females and a male, different colors. They were like, listen, because your daughter doesn't live with you, you're gonna have to go fight for paternity to get fight for custody. It's gonna take about 3 years and cost you about $15,000 initially. She said, your daughter is, I think my daughter's like 13, 14 at the time. It's like by the time you do that, your daughter's already gonna be legally able to just come see you whenever she wants. So it's not even worth it. But I had been fighting the whole time, and so but BMU's right. Like it costs a crap ton of money to fight to get some sort of custody. And it's gonna take 3 years to go from there just to get that 50-50 custody you're looking at. And again, I'm one person. It's anecdotal. It's from I'm in South Carolina. It's in Pennsylvania. So it was different, man. It was like this. Not even the lawyer says it's not even worth it.
Hey, you know what? One more thing I'm gonna add, then I'm gonna land my plane. Also, there was a case in Illinois. I think it was Illinois. No, I'm lying. It wasn't Illinois. It was in Wisconsin. There was a case where a white man told the court he went to fight for his children. They told him he couldn't get his children. He did it again and went back and say he was going through a transformation to be trans, and he identifies as a woman, and they gave him custody.
That's ridiculous.
Wow. That's why these type of situations.
Go look it up.
Go to the woman.
No, I believe you. It's ridiculous that we've come that far in society. You can just claim something that you're not.
Yeah.
Let me read this super chat real quick. We got a super chat. We got a $2 super chat. Afro Latino.
Yo, I'm screaming.
Thank you for supporting the show. It says, so dad's got to be gay, sugar babies now to support. Hey,
you don't have to be. Just give the other parts free. I mean, semantics.
Stop it, kid.
It's semantics. He asked the question. It's semantics. If we want, there's a book by Eric Jerome Dickey. If y'all are old enough to remember it, called The Maintenance Man. I'm gonna read you later, so it doesn't even matter. Okay, so
I'm upset.
No, I'm not, because your book is raggedy just like you. Where's my bitch on spray? Where is my spray? I normally have my spray so I can
get your activated juice ready.
All right,
You
so being in the state of Georgia, yo, like, cause I've been waiting to speak, yo. Being in the state of Georgia, actually,
I want to get you. I want to get you. I'm so sorry. I did have, MRT did have it first, so I would like to give it to MRT. What's good, MRT?
Well, I don't want to change the direction now, but
you were changing the whole. All right, so hold that thought.
It's steamy.
So hold that thought. Let's go 6, and then we're gonna get to you, MRT. Okay. We're gonna switch it up.
Okay.
Go ahead, 6.
So, being in the state of Georgia, yeah, she right. When it comes to, before you set up, paternal custody and all that extra shit. But if you're honest with yourself, most women who are making it difficult for men are making it truly difficult for men. So her being able to take out a temporary protective order to keep you away from her makes it hard for you to just run up and take this child that you say is so easily to go get. It is not an easy process. It is kidnapping. And if you get your ass caught up in the wrong system in the wrong county of Atlanta, of Georgia, thinking that you can beat this law, you'll mess around and have yourself in jail for 10 years messing with on some felony stuff, because it's a felony for parental kidnapping. And it ain't always gonna work in your favor if you can't, like he say, got the money to make sure you got representation to keep yourself out of situations. So yes, up until that point.
When you take them out the state?
How is it parental kidnapping if there's no custody and if there's no custody order? How is it parental kidnapping?
In many states, it is illegal to go to a child's house who's been staying with their mom 6 months or more. You cannot go to that person's house and get those kids. That will be considered kidnapping of the parent that child does not stay with in most states. So you can't do that in every state. In Texas, you can do that. Louisiana, you can do that. All the southern states, but you go up north, you ain't no coming picking up no baby and not returning them without the police coming.
That's not happening in New York.
It's not gonna happen.
I didn't say every state. I know a lot of states that is the absolute law. That if you feel like you want to go and get your kid, women be arguing about keeping these kids, and I don't know if y'all seen some of these kids today. Please let them go with their daddies. I mean,
well, they feminine. Yeah, they feminine like their mom.
Right.
Please go with your daddy. Please.
Yeah, boys walking around with skirts on. Their mama saying, "Yes."
You hard. See,
get it sexy.
Notice. Okay, but here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this because notice how I said kids, and notice how y'all said sons. Daughters are a thing too. Believe it or not, they exist, and they be walking around and they be loving their daddies and shit. So don't be afraid to say that. The first thing that y'all love to go to is, because the little boy was with his mama, and I ain't said nothing about let the sons go to the thing. I said take your damn kids, is what I said. I said take your damn chaps. That's what I said.
It's crazy how people. It's crazy.
Women always. I'm not arguing with you. Want to take your kid? Oh Jesus, Christmas! He stank. He a teenager. Balls dropping. He want to act like he knows stuff. Take him. I'm not arguing with you niggas. Why are we arguing?
Ain't no mama gonna do that. Ain't no mama gonna do that because you're messing with her investment. You're messing with her investment, her money.
Right.
Most women hold kids against the father because of financial investment.
Investment.
I agree with my brother, BMU. I wholeheartedly agree with him. But I just want to say this. I'm just going to segue real quick. Fellas, pay attention. You need to be careful who you lay with. Yeah. If you ain't got the leverage over that individual, if you ain't that dude, leave these women alone. Because one thing they know about y'all dusties that's out there, not saying anybody in here is a dusty, but one thing women know about a dusty, they can get a ring from you easy and they can get a baby from you easy. All right? Keep on.
I personally
Chill, were you a dusty at one point? Because didn't you give up a ring?
Yeah. Okay.
That's probably why. Hold on, and I'll answer it. I will definitely answer it. Yes, I was a dusty at one point, y'all. In my marriage, in my 20+ year marriage, I was kind of like 6. You know what I'm saying? I would have did anything for some attention.
What are we doing? Okay.
This is what Chill does, bro. Come on now.
Okay.
This is why me and him don't get along.
Oh my God.
I don't love no dusties. You know what I'm saying? And once,
hey, GMT, let's have a GMT. We gotta have a roast panel one day or something.
I'm just gonna I want to be for real, y'all. This is true. Everybody know. Look, everybody on this panel who've been here when I first came here, I told my story about being in my marriage. I was a dusty. I was complacent as hell. I was playing video games. I only worked one job. I was complacent. This is why I go at dudes like you, because you remind me of how I used to be, and I hate you guys. You guys are disgusting.
Chill. How do you
But you don't know me.
Wait, no. How do you
That's the point. Hold on. Can I respond to the man? So it's a man talking to another man. I'd like to respond for myself if you don't mind. Appreciate it. So respectfully, homie, you don't know me. At no point in time have you ever ran any background check. You don't know nothing about nothing on me. You've seen me in a stream, sir. See, I've been able to cultivate a following. And you've come and set up under my following, and you tried to make yourself 7, 8, 9 years my senior. Try to son me, try to make me be my big bro. You do this often. Even now on this panel, you can't help but target me because for some reason you intimidated by me, and it's sad, brother. I don't know what it is that you did with your life that has you in this place and in this moment in your life that you look to another man and keep speaking to another man instead of keeping it on topic. But I have no quarrel with you, sir. So I'm gonna digress, get it back to the topic because it's not about this stuff that you like to do. And it just shows why that woman left you after 20 years of you being a dusty, as you say.
Oh my God. Listen.
You know what's really good? Can I just say what's really good? This conversation is dusty as fuck.
Once Chill responds, I had a question.
Before we go, but we got a $20. I don't even know where it turned, but we got a $20 super chat. From Medium Man is in the building. He says, GMT, check your DMs. I'm going to check it for sure. I sent you a link to the lead attorney, 20-year divorce attorney. Yes, that's my guy right there. I watch him all the time. He explains why men don't fight for custody more often. I'm going to check that out for sure because that would have been
I saw that episode.
Awesome information on that.
Ooh, it's great. Wonderful.
But before we move on, BMU, what did you gather from that episode?
What?
I
had a question for Chill too.
Man, what's going on?
I was trying to ask a question earlier.
So hold on. So to respond to my brother, yeah, man, I was definitely a dusty back in the day, but I do want to point out, definitely not one today, and everything is verifiable. Everything from my finances to where I live to what I drive. And I will caution you, sir, if I'm a dusty, what do you call a dude who sits in his car from 8 o'clock a.m. all the way to now?
Oh my God!
Shots fired.
Let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook.
The dish is done.
Let him cook.
Let him
cook.
No, we gotta keep it clean. We gotta keep it clean today. We gotta keep it clean.
I'm the only chef on this motherfucker. I do cooking, okay?
I own the rest of them.
As the resident alien chef, everybody needs to simmer down.
So what's the solution? What's the solution, GMT?
The solution is we need to pivot. Remember
I had a question. We can pivot.
Oh, you remember the question, MRT?
We can pivot this. MRT, what's good?
Yo, now's the best time for that question. Let's go.
You got a question for me, GMT, right? You have a question
Do
for me?
you guys think it's right, or should the parent have the right, the mother or female, to go behind?
Put that last one up. Chill, come back. Chill.
Yo,
go ahead, MRT.
That was a comment for you, Chill.
Somebody needs to take control.
Is it right?
MRT, what up?
Okay, listen. Okay, should the mother or father have the right to go behind each other's back and get a paternity test?
Yes.
Yes.
The reason I ask is because it says here that many Americans, 45%. I'm sorry, no, right here. Many people, including some who have taken a DNA test and some who have not, say that privacy is a concern in their decision to test. Slightly over half of 53% say it's very much or somewhat of a concern, while 47% say it's not very much or not at all a concern. So I just want to know, like, what do y'all think about, you guys are excited, you had the baby, but he or she went behind your back and had the test done? and didn't consult any of that with you?
Oh, I think every child should be swabbed. Swab them up. Charles and swab.
But should they hide it?
BMU. You gotta be swabbed up.
Swabbed up. You know why? Because listen, if you go to the National Blood Bank, go Google this as well. The National Blood Bank put out their numbers of DNA tests, and they DNA tested 200,000 men. Out of that 200,000 men, 36% of those men were married men, and the children did not belong to the father.
You are not the father.
So imagine being married to your wife, rolling over and kissing her every morning after she done got raw dog the day before and pregnant by another man.
He said
and
that like a whole pastor.
And you done raised that child. And they said, and these men are finding out when these kids are 14, 15 years old. So for 14 years, you've been taking care of a child that your wife went out with her friends and had a one-night stand with, and you're taking care of a child that's not yours. Yes, you should have listened to your mama when she said that baby didn't look like you.
Well, at least Kanye, when he said 18 years, find out it ain't his.
God damn.
Let me ask you a question, though, Professor, because I know you solid, brother. So I'm pretty sure that if you have been raising a kid for 14 years, you've been a father to this child. So now that you've gotten this information, is your relationship with the child any different?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, first of all, I gotta say, have you ever been swabbed up? No, the relationship. So that's the hard part. So the relationship with that child is different, but it's not, because you know that child is not yours. But if that child's a black child, because I'm black, the kid's gonna be black. I feel a certain type of way, because I can't be on these panels talking about black men not leaving your kids and raising kids and this, that, and the other, and the fact that we have a lot of kids out here without fathers, and then leave that kid because I found out it ain't mine. Now, some financial things may change, but I can't just leave that kid. So at that point, I may become like an uncle or something, or I may just keep the same.
Wait, hold on, twin.
What's up? Okay, what's up?
Because the new law says parenting by estoppel. Let me help you.
I already know.
Any man who takes responsibility for a child that is not his, he is financially responsible for that child until that child can work on its own. So, guys, if you're out there right now and you're dating a single mom and she got a kid, if you have done anything financial for that child and y'all break up, she can take your ass to court and say, listen, you provided for this child, and they will put you on child support, and you're not even the biological father.
Yes.
Well, that's what I said earlier, BMU, but his question was if I've been raising that kid for 14 years.
Oh yeah, I'm giving the return on my investment. I need all my money back. You can have your keys.
All that back. Let me read this super chat. Hink the basement is in the building. What is good? My God.
Hello, Hink. I have to do this for the last time. I don't want no smoke with Hink.
Hink says, "What's good, GMT fellows and ladies? What's good, my brother? Thank you so much for your support.
I'm gonna have to keep it PG with Hink. Last time,
leave that beard off the panel, Hink.
Look, last time there was smoke. I'm excited. I don't want no smoke in the city.
I'm not intimidated. I just don't like, I'm jealous.
Hink, if you got a minute, jump on the panel. I would love to hear your thoughts about this.
Definitely.
I gotta go.
We got a store right here.
You heard me, Jess?
No,
let his beard live.
No,
I do want to touch on something though.
We need another hour of something else, because we all agree that don't be dusty. Take care of your kids.
He don't like women with glasses. No way.
We did it. I feel like Dora. Like I got the proper gear. Like I'm exploring, enduring.
Swiping.
Oh man. Hold on, we got another. Oh, go ahead, MRT.
Oh, I was just gonna say, chill. You better turn Dusty into a damn brand. If you don't, I will. Damn it. You better turn that into a whole brand. Dusty.
Right.
And I got pictures to go with it.
So check it. We got a $20 super chat.
What up, Quinn?
Johnston, what's good, my guy? He says, I thank the ancestors most high or whomever for placing that song in Chris Brown's heart. I know what song he's talking about. Y'all know the song he's talking about.
These hoes ain't loyal.
The 3L4s ain't loyal, right? Had it not been true, this couldn't be a topic. Right. That's a fact.
Hey, go look at Jamal Bryant did a sermon, Pastor Jamal Bryant, and he said the name of his sermon was "These Hoes Ain't Loyal." So y'all need to go look at that sermon. It's amazing.
But does Quince?
He's not a real pastor.
But does Quince?
Yeah, I'm rocking.
Pastor's supposed to tell the truth, so I believe in him. These hoes ain't loyal.
I mean, maybe on that topic.
I don't know, but
Mary Magdalene was very loyal.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you, like, it came from Quint, so I don't know the validity. I don't know how, like, it came from Quint. I don't know if I can really stamp that with an approval. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm listening, Chill. What's up, man?
Go ahead, Chill. What's up?
It was something I wanted to say, kind of along the line that Professor said. Now, look, I was a stepdaddy. I was definitely a stepdaddy before. Now, I was
we already established you're a Dusty.
Yeah, I was a Dusty, and she knew she could get me to take care of a kid that won't mind, and I was doing it. Now, here's the thing: once I went through all of that, and once I made my transformation, I cut ties to everybody, even the kid.
Man,
that's not my school.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
I cut ties to everybody. I give 0 Fs.
What about the effect it has on the child?
Shit, I got effects on me too. Yeah.
They was there for the coochie, not the kid. You got to remember that. MRT, remember that, okay? They were there for the coochie.
It don't even make sense, Chill. That don't even make sense. You went into a situation with a woman who had kids. You went into a situation with a woman who had kids. You were married with her for 20 years, and you say when she left you, you cut it off. That man was grown as hell when she left you, sir. You didn't cut off nothing. Exactly. He probably wasn't dealing with you.
Well,
make it make sense, brother.
I mean, I will.
Yo, y'all today.
That is dumb, bro. Everything you say is debunkable.
I know, right? It's like,
they were there for the. Here's the long and short. We like to get all up in range and out of order about stuff like this. The real reality is that they were there for the coochie, not the kids. You know what I'm saying? The kids were just the byproduct of the coochie that they wanted. And then once they said sayonara, it was like, all right, well, bye, kid. Like, they don't really care. Right. They're just doing the thing to do the thing.
But like what about the conversation? Yeah, but like what about the conversation about kids having fathers and how important it is? Because we talk about that a lot, right? And I think because we do have so many single mothers out here and men not stepping up to the plate in certain situations, I think some of us would have to kind of take on that role of being fathers to people that aren't our children, because it's almost like being a mentor as well. And giving them guidance. I'm just saying, what about the chaps?
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
And not having guidance.
I agree with her, but there is a certain subclass of men who accept that. And like my brother Six said on the last episode, you can check it. He said he date women with kids. Oh, wait, 1 kid. I date women with none. So he's there. If you got dudes like that, they will be there to take up they'll do the step daddy role. They'll take you with you and all your bastard babies.
Yo,
them dudes will do it. Me,
wait a minute now.
Hold on. I advise. Hold on. Let me say this, and then y'all can cook. I advise no men, and I don't care if this sexy or not. I advise no men to date single mothers. Period.
Me neither.
Right. I have a 17-year-old son. I told him, son, if you date a single mother, you have to deal with what comes with that. What is that, Daddy? Well, let me give you an insight, son. What you have to deal with is the fact that she has trauma on top of trauma. She's dealing with abandonment issues from the baby's father. She's dealing with the issues of raising a child by herself. She's dealing with the issues of her family not being there for her to help her raise the child. She's living in low-income housing. And guess what happens? Now you got to go play Mr. Cleanup Man. Now you got to fill the mop bucket up and with hot water and bleach and go clean up where she's messed up. And if you do that, she has no therapy. She didn't go get therapy for abandonment issues. She didn't go get therapy for having a child. She didn't go get therapy for anything that ailed her. And now she want a man to come in and play Mr. Cleanup when she has no mental help. None. Hell no.
But
I told my son, if you do that, don't come to me. Don't talk to me.
But BMU strictly on this topic, going into the trauma thing. That's something that I feel like I don't like how we try to put trauma on specific individuals that we know has had like a downfall that we can view, because they're equally, everybody on this planet and probably on this panel has a certain level of trauma to some degree. So I don't think that we can say like, oh well, she's done. She's got all this trauma. There's a lot of men that have trauma because you're raised by single mothers as well. So the same abandonment issues that you're trying to put on her that you don't want to deal with, a lot of men are still dealing with that same aspect as well. And then we can get into the topic of where your father is there and his presence is still ain't enough. It's the bare minimum he's giving you. So it's not like she's, the bottom of the barrel, she's done. Because there's a lot of men that we can say is the bottom of the barrel too, based on strictly trauma. And men do not handle their emotions or trauma well at all. So we can talk about mental health and therapy, but most of men be ready to crash out than women. The suicide.
Okay, but
let
me say this though. Let me add to this, because I'm not going to respond emotionally. I'm going to respond by statistics.
Mm-hmm.
70. We can look this up right now and put it on the screen for everyone to see. 75% of women are on a mental health drug. 75% of women are taking some type of mental health drug. But what is that? And those women are raising children. And then these children, right now, we're going to look at the numbers.
Okay, but BMU, wait, let me respond.
That's bias. We're the ones that tend to go quicker to go get mental health assistance.
But BMU, if that's the case, and we're on these mental health drugs, right? Why is it that 50? I'm sorry. Let me get the actual statistic. I have it right here. Give me 2 seconds.
Thank you, BMU.
Because I have it here. It was a video that.
And BMU, I'm gonna need you to use your regular voice. That shit.
Here it go. Here it go.
I'm sorry.
That voice was a little intense.
I'm gonna need you to use the regular voice. That shit works. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry, kid. I love you.
I love you, Dad.
Mingo.
Okay. I just want
and y'all gonna stop talking about my future ex-wife like that, man. Y'all don't leave Tia Mori out of this.
Okay, look, yeah. So males make up at least listen. Males make up at least 50% of the population, but 80% of suicide is males. So we can talk about how women are on these antidepressants, but men are leading the race when it comes to suicide. So when it comes to, if we want to
they need to go.
If we,
that's what she's saying.
Okay, I'm not advocating for suicide now. I'm just saying that's a
self-deletion.
statistic. No. I'm not saying they need. I disagree with suicide. I'm not a fan of it. I'm just saying, as far as them saying that,
self-deletion.
A single mom has all this trauma and we're on these antidepressants for mental health and whatnot. Men are having a crisis as well because you are leading the race in suicide. So
MRT, I have statistics and things I will email you. Send me your email, and I'm going to email you why the top 5 reasons that black men are checking out of here.
Right,
and I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay. So BMU. Basically, what we can, because that is true. Black men in general are, what I'm saying, they are the higher rate of committing suicide. Right. But see, here's the thing. Because men, when we are hurt, when we are down, we cause pain to ourselves. When y'all suckers experience trauma, you cause pain to everyone else around you. Your kids, your man, your parents, everything. So that's why. You don't think about hurting yourself. You want to hurt everybody else. So there you go. And you can look that up.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah, but didn't we? I believe yesterday when I was on the panel with Media Man, we played a video. Freaking wish I remember the name. We played a video about a man basically who didn't have a lot of opportunity with women or success with women in relationships and getting friend zoned and stuff like that. So he was trying to plead his case about how he was this good guy and whatnot. Then it flashed forward to, I guess, a couple years later, he got some money in his pocket from doing whatever. And he explained that he turned into a menace to society. Men do the same thing. Women, yes, we can cause a lot of damage to everyone around us because we're emotional creatures. And that's what we give off. We breed that, what gets put on the inside of us, especially if we have a lot of hurt and pain. But I'm just making the justification to Chill's point is that y'all do the same thing. Let a Dusty or somebody get some money in his pocket, get some power, and watch how he act. So everybody that has treated him wrong, he wants to get back in that same manner. Y'all live for that moment. You do.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
They
because
talk about our emotions, but what about their aggression? Aggression is an emotion, and that's what they exhibit on a higher rate.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question, Jess, real quick, sweetheart. So I have a question. So what do little boys do at the age of, we'll say 5, and we'll go to 5. And little boy, when his mom, he's getting raised by a single mom, and his mom tell him, shut the fuck up, stop all that crying, sit your bitch ass down before I slap the fuck out of you. You already look like your daddy, you little bitch ass nigga. And he grow up not being able to express anything. Hold
talking about a toxic mother. Like, that's not every
right.
mother.
Hold on. But what happens to the son when he grows up and cannot express himself, can't talk about anything? Those are the young men that grow up and delete themselves. Those are the men who take themselves out. Those are the men who take their lives.
Mm-hmm. Not necessarily because.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Pew results. Pew, please.
Pew.
I need y'all.
Absolutely. Talk to them.
Pew results. Stop all this trying to say no, it ain't. Go and look it up because yes, it is.
Exactly.
So you're saying the people that are leading suicide are the ones that were verbally abused.
No,
if you go watch an episode, right. If you go see an episode of Ayanna where she had the mama on one side of the table and the son on the other one, she said nobody drives a man to do this to himself like a mother can. A father's words will bruise him, but a mother's words will break him and make him take himself out. Go watch that episode. It's amazing how those mamas were treating those boys, and they grew up to be trash. They grew up to be suicide. I mean, delete. They want to delete themselves, and most of them attempted, and most of them succeeded. You muted, girl. You muted, GMT.
Oh, my fault. What's good, y'all? We got Hank in the building. What is popping,
my brother Hank? What's up? Why?
Guy, what is good? Yo, Hank, hold up. I gotta give you that proper applause. Yo, Hank, you are no longer a guest. You are part of the show. You are part of the show. What is good, my guy?
Hello, Hank. I will be just saying hi.
You don't get. This man is getting married, kid.
How's the rest of you? Hopefully, all the ladies are well.
Hello.
Hank neutral.
So, what's your thoughts on the topic, Hank?
It's deep. It's deep. I mean, look, I went through it as far as dealing with child support and all that. When I went through a divorce, one of the main things I wanted to make sure during my divorce, I wasn't worried about the amount of money I really was going to lose. I was just worried about me having to make sure I maintained the opportunity of getting my fair treatment as far as visitation and spending time with my son. That was the most important thing. Right. That was the most important thing. It was 50-50 custody, and that everything had to be ran through each other. So that means she couldn't just up and say, I'm moving to a different state. No, we're not doing that. We had to make sure we had to get the okay to clearance to do that. And all that had to be worked out during the mediation. So I'm going to say, fellas, man, do what you got to do, man, to be in your kid's life. Do not allow the courts to take advantage of you, because they will. Another thing is, make sure you know the family court laws in your state. That's a must. If you don't know, man, you better get to know them. If you see you're about to go through a divorce, and we all know it's about to happen. When she said we need to separate, we need some time apart, get yourself familiar with the family court laws right then and there. Mm-hmm. Don't delay, don't wait, don't put it off. Say, oh, we can work out. If y'all do work it out, good. I hope that's the case. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
That's funny. That's not what I said earlier.
Yeah, no one else has said that. I definitely respect that answer, because I do think the overall goal should be to do your best to maintain the relationship with that child. Because I know BMU was just saying that he said a man's words will tear you down, but a woman's words will break you. Yeah. A man's words are very powerful. So I think they're needed for the male and the female, as far as like their children goes, as far as like kids.
But can I ask you a question, MRT? Mm-hmm. What happens when you go to court and you get in front of a judge who gets paid to do this for a living, to be fair and balanced, right? Because that's what they have, the little statute shows balance in law, right? So what happens when you go in there? Tell me one judge who has the kid thinking about the kid's best interest.
They're not.
No.
And so that's why, Hank, we talked about this a while ago. That's why women and men should be adults enough, ma'am, if he moves on, especially in Texas, God damn, please don't have a baby in Texas.
Yeah.
In Texas, if you with this woman and y'all break up and the child's 12, and she decides, oh, you done moved on to another chick. Oh, okay, cool. She's gonna put you on child support. They're gonna retro back 12 years. You're 12 years in the rears.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why and I also feel like the child support laws give women too much power. Because there's no way possible if I decide to move on and me and you have an agreement. I'm talking about one of the young men now that I dealt with. He had an agreement with his woman that I'm going to give you child support directly. She said, okay, cool. He met this lady. They started dating. They got serious. He announced that he's engaged, and she took him to the goddamn cleaners.
All right. I do want to say this. Like, this is all fine and dandy. We can sit over here and say, hey, fellas, don't have babies here. Fellas, don't have baby there. You know where it really starts, though? It starts with the woman that you selecting. And then on top of that, you need to have leverage. I'm done. Keep repeating the same thing. If you ain't got leverage and you just a regular smuggler dude, you might be a placeholder. And women have babies with placeholders all the time.
You know what? You know why you tired of saying the same thing, Chill?
Because y'all ain't listening. That's why.
No, because we've been talking about the same thing for an hour and a half. Next topic. I'm sick of you people. Girl, take care of your kids. Take care of your kids.
Come on.
If you have child support, do it properly. Don't be dusty. We're gonna get that on a t-shirt.
Hey, GMT, real quick, because Kid crazy as hell.
Crazy as hell. Kid.
Kid crazy.
This topic is super important because, listen, believe it or not, a lot of men get rained through the cleaners and they don't know what to do. So as much as we could say, like, all right, we touched a lot of parts of this, I could tell you I experienced the child support court myself. And in no way was it favored towards me, even after I paid it, to the point where my son was old enough and I had to fight to stop paying it. And he was out the house. Everything was on his own, independent, and I had to fight the mom to stop it.
Now, GMT, two things I'm gonna land. There was a guy in Houston. You can't get cocky with the child support system either, because he went to court. I don't know if anybody on the panel saw this, but you can easily YouTube it. He went to court. He said, "Listen, hey, I got a big lump sum of money. I'm $600 to $800 behind on my child support. Here's $7,000, Your Honor." The honor said, "Oh, you're trying to keep her from getting it increased? Oh, okay. 90 days in jail."
Boom.
They put him in jail for 90 days for overpaying child support because they felt like he was being cocky for paying his child support up. Second one, a guy in Georgia, son died in a car accident. He's still paying child support to this day. He's paying arrears for a child that is in the graveyard.
That's got to be torment. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Let me say something, because I've been quiet for too long. Because it's annoying. It's annoying. It's really annoying. The thing about it is, let me fix this. The circumstances that you're addressing are not common circumstances. Let me give you a perspective, because I think too often we don't talk about perspective. There are going to be the male perspective, dads. I don't have to, and I used to tell my ex-husband this all the time, I ain't never had to call and ask to see my kid. There's a perspective for you. As a mother, I don't have to do that. But also as a woman, as a mother, also understand that I have to, well, not anymore because my kids are grown, but I have to wake up, put my feet on the floor. Kids? I do got grown kids.
Oh, girl, you're good. Okay,
thank you. So I have to get up in the morning and put my feet on the floor, and I got to worry about who's eating, who's going to school, who got homework, who got this, who got that. I think that men are handled more so differently, especially the non-custodial parents, because the homes are already broken. So I think as much as judges are sitting there and they're watching, especially Black men, I hate to say it, so sorry, come through their courtroom and it's the same fucking stories. I think they kind of get this stigma, or they get this perception of what the black father looks like, or what broken homes look like. Y'all are not getting the passes because you're not fighting for them. I was with a man and I was going to court with him every damn month, it seemed to be, because of a woman who was upset and she wanted to take him to court every damn month. She also wanted to move. She wanted to move to a different state. He said, not my kids. I want to see my kids as often as I can. I don't want to see them every 6 months and be like, oh my God, look how big you've got. People are men. Y'all are not doing that. You can talk about these rights that you don't have, but you're not actually going to fight for them. You're not actually going to hold on, chill. You're not actually going to advocate for yourself as being a father. If you ain't taking your ass into court, yes, it's a headache. I'm not saying it's an easy process, but I'm saying if you want the rights, then you have to go get them. I have to wake up every day and make sure that this kid is eating, going to school, got homework. You get to wake up and only think about your damn self. You get to wake up and put your feet on the floor and go about your business. I want to go kick it. I want to go to the gym. I want to go do this. And you don't have to worry about a kid the first. So I'm only telling you to consider it from a mother's perspective. I'm open enough to consider it from the male's or the father's perspective, but y'all have to also consider mom and why mothers are usually accommodated, because the fact that we are standing here in court, you didn't press the button. I didn't press the button for us to sit here and come to court for whatever reason that may be.
I got it, Media Man.
If you did not come to court, or you did not press this button, then what are we talking about? You're not going to court to fight. You're not going to court and saying, she's trying to take my kids out of this state. I want my kid to stay here. And if you do want something better, then you take her ass to court and try to fight to get custody of your kid. Most of the time, the court cases are not established because dad went to court to try to fight. It's usually the tussle. That's why the judges are sitting there like, why the fuck she have to bring you to court anyway?
Yeah. All right. Great.
That's not fair. That's not fair at all.
Okay.
No,
that was real. I feel like that was real.
That's not real.
But it is. But
I've heard that a lot though.
I don't know many men who are out here tussling in court to fight for their children.
All right. Okay.
Y'all
okay. Now, I got one question.
I got it.
Let her finish, y'all.
I'm about to respond. I don't sat here as quiet as the church mouse.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everybody. I got it.
I just sat here. I just sat here chill. I sat here quiet. I'm only simply saying, consider the perspectives. I don't have to pick on men. I don't have to sit here and be like, oh, men ain't this and men ain't that. But think about what you're talking about. Yes, the system ain't fair. But when you know that should probably eliminate you or limit your involvement in the court system. Like Chill said, or everybody else is saying, stop having babies with these women that you don't plan on being with. Stop making these horrible decisions. Both parties, men and women, because I'm not sitting up here picking on either one. All I'm simply saying is that why are you in court? Why is this an issue? Do I have to take you to court to try to force you to pay child support on a child that you know is yours? Or is it you taking me to court because I'm trying to keep this kid away from you? Because if most of the time, if it's this woman that won't let you see your kid, you ain't taking her to court to try to get custody of this kid or try to prove that you're a fit father or she's an unfit mother, whatever the case may be. It is usually the women who are initiating these court cases, right or wrong, but it's still usually initiated by us. So you just have to consider some perspective.
Let me play something real quick. I'm gonna play something. Media Man just sent me something, and I do want to play it.
Thank you.
So that we can get a different perspective on why we feel as if men are not necessarily fighting. Give me 1 second.
He's probably sending you a video.
So everybody,
was going to say.
My screen is up there. All right. Cool.
Yeah, it's up.
You wouldn't know that, right? Because you're just looking at the numbers. The numbers don't tell you which are the strongest cases and which are the weakest cases.
Right. Well, assuming that the strongest cases, the men are even acting towards wanting custody, 50-50 custody or full custody. That's assuming that in the bottom 90% or the bottom 99% that never see a judge, that there's men there that want it. But you're saying they're getting legal advice saying they don't want it. My buddies who went through this process didn't have attorneys. They just went through it and fought in the court system on their own behalf, right? So we agreed that the vast majority of these cases never even.
All right, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna start it from the beginning.
Most divorce attorneys will tell men not to fight for their children. Because most men, if they fight for their children, will not get their children. This is very complex, guys. So let me tell you something about a divorce case. Divorce cases can be, most divorce cases are fairly cheap, relatively speaking. I mean, it's not these Dr. Dre types of divorces, right?
Sure.
Most divorces you can get resolved for under 15 grand. You can. There's one type of case that you can never get resolved for 15 grand. It is the most expensive type of case that a regular person is going to have. And that type of case is a custody battle. And when you talk about custody battles, those things can get easily 35, 50, 75, 115. Now, imagine you're a man and you've got four credit cards, and you come to me and you say, Lee, listen, I make $60,000 a year, but I want to fight for my 2 kids. And you're going to tell me the facts of your case, and you got a little something. You got some arguments, but it's going to be a real battle because the judges are biased against men. And so we're going to have to put up a ton of evidence. What are we going to have to put up? Well, we got to do discovery. That's going to cost you 5, 10, 15,000. We got to take her deposition. But then we also need to get the kids some counseling. And we need to get some experts on the case. We need to get the psychiatrist. We need to get the kids evaluated. We need all their reports. We need for these experts to show up to court. And so you can make $60,000 a year, and I can run up your bill to 80 grand, which you cannot afford. So I have to tell you, I have to say, listen, you got a little something, but if I had to say whether you're going to win or lose, I don't think it's 50%.
And to me, that's deep. That's deep, because it is one thing to say. Let's make this a little bigger.
Did I not just say that, bro?
Fight. You did. Yeah. Most of these men cannot afford to fight in court, especially if the mom is lawyered up the right way.
Man.
All right, I need to say something. I really do.
But before you say something, I do have a super chat that I do want to address. Embrace the grace thing.
That's my girl, Embrace.
Don't talk about her like that, BMU.
Embrace says, why can't women just act right off the rip? Then there's no button to press, period. Again, why should a father have to fight for his seed?
Right. What I wanted to say, I was listening to what Black Queen was saying, and it's wild because Black fathers are rated #1 as the best fathers in the country.
And I agree.
Okay, stop.
I'm just telling you, I agree.
I don't even care about it.
I'm just telling you, I agree.
All right. So, you to sit up there and try to say that, well, black men ain't fighting for the kids. Nah, baby, that Dusty you had kids with ain't fighting for his kids. Hold on, stop. I'm not playing
because I'm gonna go there when you're being disrespectful to me. Don't be disrespectful.
Okay, it ain't disrespectful.
That's all I'm asking you.
Those are the type of people who don't fight for the kids.
I'm not disrespectful to you or your situation. Neither one of my kids' fathers are Dusties. So
I don't know if he's talking about you, Rain. I believe he's talking in general.
I thought he was talking to me. Okay.
No, it's in general.
All right, so now I might be talking about you.
You're not though.
No.
But you're
chill.
not though.
Chill.
Keep going. Just keep going.
All right. So in general,
I just said I agree.
I said
it's little man energy, man. It's a bunch of little man energy.
#1. Black men are rated #1 as the best fathers. Now, in our community, within the
but you're not a father,
like
so you would know nothing about what it takes to be a father. It's so crazy. You sit here and speak to these facts about being a father, yet you aren't one. You can tell a woman why she's inadequate because she can't do, but sir, so are you. Because you don't know the first thing about holding a son in your hand. The first thing about getting them ready for school, the first thing about sending them out the door, the first thing about worrying about whether or not a cop gonna say something to them or if a white female teacher gonna treat them some type of way. So you have no understanding of what it feels like to love a child. You don't have no love for nobody. Clearly,
I got 3 sons.
Yeah,
So
and
let me say this.
Thank you.
I have 3 sons, so I'll elaborate on that. Listen, if you go to a woman, you heard everything that she said. She said, I'm at home. I'm getting the kids ready. We have to look at it from a mother's perspective. Now, if I were on this panel, which I've heard men say this before, Hink is my witness, men have said, well, I do for my kid. I pick my kid up. I financially I take them to the zoo. I take them to the circus. I take them to wrestling. I take them to pay for their football. And guess what the women say? That's your goddamn job. Well, you want to cook it?
Right.
I don't think that.
Let me read this super chat. We got another super chat real quick. Queen Lala in the building with the one. What? Sorry, what kind of half clap is that? I didn't mean that. Half clap. I'm bad. That's crazy. With the 199, Queen Lala says most women don't want the man to fight, just money.
I love these women stepping up to the plate.
Hey,
This is beautiful.
Hey, BMU, quick question. Yeah. If the women are complaining about having to take care of the kid and get the kid ready, why don't they just give them to the dad to begin with, like kids
Because
say?
they need the money.
That's not true.
Let the man raise the kid.
That is
let the man raise the kid so you can go and you go live your life.
How many of y'all are asking for the damn kids? Is my question. How many of you are willing to make that sacrifice? Ask yourself that question.
So
the fact that we are sitting, and I'm not saying that black men are not. I'm not saying that. I was with a man who I fought with him to get his kid, so his kid can stay here in the state. So I'm aware of what y'all have to go through. I'm not saying that. I'm only simply saying you can say that, but who is ready to stand there and welcome? Who is ready to make those accommodations to adjust their lives that you wake up every day and you get to get up and go to the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning? You can't do that no more. Now you have to make adjustments for that kid.
Can I say something?
I know would.
I'm not saying you are not willing to do that. I'm simply saying how many of them are. And if we are sitting here even having this conversation, we already know that it's an issue. So let's not act like it's not now. So how many of you are?
Right on. Go ahead, Hank.
So the problem is the statement you made was selfish.
So selfish.
It was a selfish statement saying that a man.
Tell me the statement.
That's why her options are her options.
Well, the selfish statement that you made was that.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, chill. Stop.
Let Hank.
Come on.
I'm about to call you something because that's what you sound like, but you don't even know. I don't know what my options are.
You got to get it off. So I got to let her get it off. So let her get it off first.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, you ready, ma'am? All right, right on. So the statement that you made, what I thought was selfish, is that a man don't have nothing to worry about because he could just get up and go to the gym. No, men do worry. Men who love the kids and who's involved with the kids, they do worry. Regardless of where that my child stay, either your house or my house, a father always worries. I don't. That statement you made was so selfish. It hurts my heart.
I'm sorry.
Because when you make statements like that, like we don't give a shit, that's not true.
I did.
And the majority of men are in their kids' lives. And the majority of men are in their kids' lives.
Maybe it's her. I didn't say that they weren't, because I have fathers who I know, good men, good fathers. All I'm talking about, this is an issue because why? Ask yourself why this is an issue. Why are we even talking about this if this was not an issue? There are many. And I can tell you from the men, not necessarily the men that I know personally that I'm close to, but there are a lot of men out here. I'm not saying that men don't give a shit, because I know more men who care about their children. But what I'm saying,
why would you make that statement then, man?
Is that there are, because we are sitting here having this conversation.
No, most of the time when you speak, you speak from experience. That's what you speak from, your experience. So are you experiencing these type men that don't give a damn about their kids when they get up out of bed? Just worry about going to the gym? Is that your experience? Because please believe me, when I speak from my experience. Either lived it, done it, or some stories that I heard. That's how I speak on. I wouldn't sit there and speak on a woman that she don't give a shit about kids. She just gave kids away unless I experience it or know somebody has. I'm not going to speak on it just on GP. Why would you do that?
I think she is just making this. I don't think she's saying any of y'all are part of this, but I think she's just trying to make the statement. I think she's trying to, but I think she's trying to make the statement that this does occur. Like what she's explaining, I think she's just kind of saying that on the back end, there are men that are doing exactly what she's explaining.
So can I ask you a question?
And you guys, and you guys are older, so I think
I got one too.
this is a trait that you guys have, like the real morals and values instilled. But there's people that's my age and younger. For example, there's a girl I work with. She's Black. She's 25 and she's married. She had 2 twins. That man is not in her child's life. She's a little out of shape, and she's been asking me for tips. But it's just something like that. She went through the process. She was married. She did what she had to do, and she's fighting at work, needing more money to supply for her and the kids. So this does happen where there are fathers that's like, I don't give a damn. And she explained everything that this lady was talking about, not being able to go to the gym. I don't have any time to do this. I'm out of shape. I don't really have a lot of time to myself. I can't take vacations because she is working around the clock for twins that live with her, and she only has her mother and father to assist. So that these situations, it may not be on a broad spectrum of statistics, but just believe that this is something that is arising, and it is a problem because I see it in younger people. I don't even know this girl at work. I don't know her.
Can I ask you a question?
Before you ask the question, give me 1 second. I got that super chat up there from Queen Lala. Queen Lala, thank you so much for supporting the show.
Come on, Queen Lala. Come on, girl. I like Queen Lala. I like
Queen Lala with Queen Lala with the 199 says women need child support to get Section 8 and food stamps. Motives? Question.
Now my question, let me ask the question real quick.
Damn.
If MRT, all y'all, just for the fellas, if you go to a yard sale and you purchase a laptop, and when you get home, you plug it up and it don't work, whose fault is it? The person that sold it to you, or yours for buying it?
Yours for buying it, because you should have checked before you
And that's exactly what we're getting from women today. They go out in the world, they find the dudes that ain't supposed to be having sex with them. They let that man get up in there, and then guess what happens? I look at it like this here. Think about women as a bank. I said this a few weeks ago. Women are the bank, and they keep giving their damn PIN codes to men to have a free-for-all in their accounts. Why do you continue to give the man the PIN code to your debit card when you know that it's going to be fraudulent? You know that it's not going to give you a return. You know that you're not going to get your money back. Why would you go lay down with a dude just because he can lay it down? He can stroke you good. He good. You're falling into the emotions of a man. You have access to sex. If that man want to give you some and you say, no, you're not getting it, if he does it even further than that, it's a crime. You have every opportunity to say, I don't want that hard big thing going in me tonight because you're not going to take care of no baby. Some niggas can't even take you to Red Lobster. You think he going to buy diapers?
Right.
Nope. No, and that's the question. And that was something I had an issue with when she said that, men don't give a crap. Because if they didn't give a crap, why are we fighting men not to be a stepdaddy?
Exactly.
Like, we're trying to fight you not to be a stepdaddy because men do care about kids. So that the thing that she said, it sort of baffled me. That's what it sort of upset me. So I'm glad Hink stepped in before I said something.
But y'all don't see any. Oh,
here we go.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy that we as logical men sit on one side of this conversation beating up on women like we ain't got mothers, sisters, aunts out here. It's crazy. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna sit from the standpoint that I got a whole bunch of. Hold on. So I've been quiet. Let me have my moment. Cause I don't know. I ain't over talk nobody. Right. All right. So I come from a mother who's the baby of 11. Right. She had 8 sisters. Well, she was one of 8 sisters. She had 3 brothers. All of my family been married. I ain't never not known the same uncle, same auntie. So all this shit y'all talking about don't make no sense to me, right? Because it is the man's job. All of my uncles did what they had to do, whether they were the men that chose one of them 8 aunts, or they were one of the 3 men that or they were one of the 3 men that chose women. Every single one of them stayed married with their people, right? It wasn't until my mother that I found out she was getting her ass whooped for 18 years. And I was the product of that, right? So me now getting here, being here, trying to figure out how to emulate what the rest of my family did, coming into a dating pool and realizing it is tough out here. It is tough to find a woman who will give you your child. This is why I date older women, because I don't trust no woman when it comes to my seed because of what the first woman did to me. But does not change the fact that I've met a wealth of amazing women that I wish she would have gave me her child. I wish she would have been the one to have been the mother to her son. Because had she been the one, the way she takes care of her child, the way she fights, the way she pick up the phone call, every time that man calls, she answer. Anytime that baby say, "Well, my daddy," she gonna make sure she see him. We gotta stop acting like those women don't exist, because they do. And I'm out here dating, picking up the trash like y'all say. I'm that dusty, that Chill talking about, right? So I'll be that for this example, because it shows me that there are a lot of adequate women that made bad choices. So what? So did I. I got a child out here I can't see. I've been fighting like hell. You right, it's expensive as fuck. And I got women looking at me crazy because they see me dealing with their child, and they're like, damn, he's so good with mine. Why the fuck she won't let you see yours? Yeah. So I'm sitting on both sides of this conversation, and it hurts because I want to side with the men, but your rhetoric is so crazy because I know I got cousins and sisters out here that are amazing mothers who would do anything to make sure that the men were in their daughter or son's life. So to sum it up, it just makes me want to go get a fucking vasectomy, yo.
Okay, well, go get a vasectomy, because you should be teaching in your family, marry before you carry. If it's a bunch of single mothers running around, it ain't a lot of real men in the house, because back in my day, in my family, I'm from Louisiana, in the South, and in the South, the men teach the boys. If you with that girl, you get her pregnant, y'all get married. That's your wife.
Clank, clank.
You're not gonna be ain't no single mothers gonna be running around this camp. You being with this girl, you with my daughter. If you're gonna be with my daughter, you're gonna marry my daughter. It's always marry before you carry. If there's a lot of single mothers around your lineage or your family, the men did not step up. They just allow other men to come in and fuck up y'all family tree by putting them seeds in them women and not taking care of them babies. The men should have stood up and said, we're not going to allow these men to come in.
But see, that's the point. That's not the example in my life.
Our aunties, come on now. Come on.
But that's not the example in my life, sir. That's the whole point. That's what I just said. I've never seen a divorce in my family. So for my family, for every Thanksgiving for the past 30 years, it's the same uncle. I don't see no different. I got the same everything. So for me to, again, walk out into the dating pool and want to agree with you fellas, but for you to sit so far on the left like there is no right side, where there is a woman that could have been your daughter, could have been your niece, could have been your auntie or your cousin. You basically saying any woman that's affiliated with you and your lineage is a shit woman. And that's crazy. Because the same disrespect that Hink said Beauty Queen came in here and used when she said, how could you say that no man cares about his father? How could you all have been birthed by a woman and say that no mother ever gave a fuck to make sure that your daddy was in your life?
Hey, hold on. Now,
there has to be duality, homie. It has to be some duality, yo.
What you're saying right now is class and stripes. Let me tell you why. Because there's a lot of men today, and I'm so glad 2024 is the year of exposure. Mm-hmm. I want you to go look up statistically right now how many fathers have busted their asses for 30 years working at GM and working at these different companies, retiring, and then finding out after 30 years, 15 years, 20 years,
there's no pension.
That the wife that they trusted in for those many years, they have 2 children that ain't his, 3 kids. Now, I'm not talking extremes. I'm talking, if you go right now and look statistically, look at the numbers. See, we got to get out of these emotions and look at the numbers. The numbers are showing. I just told you 36% at the National Blood Bank, 36% of married men who went got DNA tests of their children, they were not theirs, and these was 36% married. So men who want their lineage, want their seed walking around.
So basically what you're saying, sir?
Come on now.
So
it's just like what you said earlier, right?
Six. Give me.
It's just like what you said earlier. Go ahead.
One second.
My bad.
1 second, Six. No, that's all good. So y'all having a heated moment. I get it. But we got medium men on the panel. That's good.
Yeah. It's 4 up in here today. Ooh, I love it.
Oh yeah.
What's up, brother?
Hey, thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. I had to jump out the sign, brother, and come out here because I think this is a time to educate the Black community, because I know there's a lot of emotion when it comes to child custody, Black fatherhood, and things of that nature, right? So I get it, and it's expected, but we have to start from the top. So I just heard young brother, Mr. 6 Foot, he mentioned that he had relatives that were fathers in their child's lives, things of that nature. And then we had the other young lady that said that she was her children's fathers were in the lives of the child, right? So that's two examples of that's positive examples of black men being there. So why is the black community always focused on the minority? And that's because it's conditioning. That's where the education comes in, and all these conversations could be stopped if we just did the research. Now, what Black Man Unfiltered said is absolutely true. There's a doctor that did the study in regards to Childs being not the father. I did a video on it. Out of the men that was tested, 30% of them came back as not the father. And that was only a small percentage of men that were tested. And you have to remember, every man does not get a DNA test. So only the men who request the DNA test, 30% came back not the father. So just extrapolate that out to the total population. If they made it mandatory for it to be DNA tests at at birth, you know how many men would not be the father? That's pretty crazy, right? So let's start there. Now, let's go to Black fatherhood. First, we have to understand that 54% of Black men have never fathered children. And this is not a Black man thing. Across history, only 40% of men have ever fathered children. So if 54% of Black men have never fathered children, that leaves 46% who have. It has already been proven that Black men are the most involved fathers than any other race of men. And that's just not from Black men. That's from Black women. Black women did the study in 2018, and they proved that Black men are the most involved. So if you take 46%, and let's just use 23.5% of those men are in their child's lives, and they're happy with the child custody, then that leaves what? Almost 80% of Black men either don't have children or they're in their children's lives. So what you're discussing is the leftover 23% that may be deadbeat fathers, right? And then you have to start pulling the layers away from that. What about the mothers that don't allow their parent or their fathers to see their children? And then you got to keep pulling the layers back to get to the overarching point. Now let's go to the lead attorney's video. He just explained, and he goes on to further explain it. This dude, 20-year attorney, right? And I did the research just so I could be clear before I did the video on what he said. He's basically saying that the reason why lawyers don't take those cases is because the woman has to be the worst of the worst in order for the man to win. If she's not, then you're simply paying the attorney. He's going to take your money. If he's a bad attorney, he's going to take that $80,000, that $115,000, pocket it, and put his kids through private school, because he knows that you will not win unless that mother is on drugs. She has abandoned the kids. She's a degenerate. She's been arrested. That's when the lawyer will say, no, we're taking this to court because we actually have a case to win. So that's why when you see the numbers at 90% of fathers being awarded custody when they fight, is because the only cases that go to trial are the ones that the lawyers can win, right? So when we talk about Black fatherhood, I don't understand why the Black community goes to the negative first instead of pointing out the positive. And then when we point out the positive, it's like, well, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about all the other people that I talk to or all the other people that I see on social media. So that's the issue. We have to stop this social conditioning by looking at the Black men as they're degenerates and not being there for their fathers. What we're talking about in regards to child custody and fighting is the minority. And also another point, women expose themselves when they put how much they get in child support. Because if you tell me on social media that you're only getting $20, you know what that tells me? That means that the father or the man that you had children with, he has other kids. That custody is split between the children. So if you're only getting $20, then you absolutely got pregnant by a man who is fathering multiple kids. Because remember, 61% of Black women have mothered children. Only 46% of Black men have fathered children. And also between 2015 to 2019, Black women had 1 million more children than Black men. Where does those children come from? They come from that small minority of Black men and other races of men. So when you talk about this, let's extrapolate that out to all men, because 1 million more kids than your male counterparts, that says something. So we got to stop this narrative that Black men are just struggling to pay child support and things of that nature. The median child support payments is like somewhere between $500, and all Black men aren't even on child support. If you look at the statistics for each state, they break it down specifically. You have to, when I did my live stream on this, I took 50 states including Hawaii, and average it out, and it comes out to that, and all men aren't on child support. So I understand the passion. I get it, but at some point we got to stop. We got to stop, start focusing on the positive and how many black men are in their children's lives. We got to stop this, man. Seriously.
You made a point earlier. The homie BM, you made a point earlier. He said if you go to the store and you bought something and you came home and it didn't work, who do you blame? So if you, that man, right, were to buy something, come home, and then the police come knocking on your door and you find out it's stolen property, whose fault is it, right? So, because we said it was the woman's fault initially. He went into this thing about how the woman and this and that and this. Okay, so if I go stick my penis into something that then turns out to be everything that everybody been arguing for the past 2 hours, whose fault is it? Can we get an answer to that question directly from the men?
It's your fault. It's your fault for sticking it. It's your fault.
Your fault.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
To add on to that, let me explain this. If there was something, let's say, because men tend to listen up when I start talking about their own penis, right?
Yeah.
That's when something wrong with your penis, you're gonna go to the doctor, right? So let's say somebody else was in charge of you taking care of your penis. Would you trust them?
Hell no.
Okay, so let's talk about pregnancy. If you're giving somebody else a responsibility to protect themselves over your body, whose fault is that?
Come on. And you got 30 and you got 33 contraceptives, medium man.
So if you look at it like that, and I understand we want to, go back and forth, place blame or whatever, but essentially, if you're saying it's a man's fault for not wearing protection, and
So
the
are we
wife or
leaders or
the
followers,
mother,
because I got a lot of. It's a lot of.
Was it? The mother is the one that's
It's a
going
lot
to
of-
have to carry that kid to term for 9 months. Why wouldn't you want to be responsible for that? You see what I'm saying?
So are we leaders or followers? Because so often we tell women to submit. So often we tell women to get in their place. But now you telling me something, my lineage, what comes out, my nutsack. Also, she's supposed to be worried about what I got in my pocket and all this. Nah, it's me that made the choice to lay with this woman. And I knew the consequence when I stuck in. Because even if she opens her leg up, it takes me to come in, take action, get to a point of ejaculation, and then releasing, sir. So we can talk about how much she opened up her legs all the time. Half of the men out here opening up, they got these women opening up their legs and they not even delivering. So you ain't even giving her what she needs. So at the end of the day, for men to just be out here humping, women ain't even getting pleased. You putting babies into the world, and then you say it's her fault for opening her legs to some mediocre penis that then left her with a baby she got to take care of by herself. It's crazy.
You talking about pleasure? We're talking about pregnancy.
But 6'6" though, I said this the other day. If a woman gets pregnant, it's her fault because there's legal protections against her having unprotected sex. If I'm having sex with a woman and she tells me that I have to put a condom on and I refuse to do that, I call it trespassing. There's laws against trespassing. So if a woman gets pregnant, it's her fault because there's multiple ways of contraceptives, and she can stop me. She can stop me from having sex with her at any time if I were to take a condom off. So if she gets pregnant, yes, it's her fault, but we both need to take care of that child.
Please tell me y'all done.
Hurt.
For the love of Christ, please.
This is going to be, this is going to be an emotional conversation. It's gonna.
You guys make sure you guys follow More Real Talk for all the replays. Make sure you follow because you will be posted. Yes.
I just want to say I appreciate Medium Man coming through. All right. I appreciate Medium Man coming through and dropping stats, because when you bring stats to a conversation, all that emotional gets deaded.
Holy shit! Please tell me y'all immediately. Why?
So here's the thing. Let me get it, y'all. Let me get it.
The horse is dead.
Go ahead, GMT. Go ahead, GMT.
And yet the horse is dead. And yet you still beat it.
Let me say this, right? Let me say this. I understand that this is going to be an emotional topic. Hold on. I understand that this is going to be an emotional topic because, listen, we as men, we go through this, and I'm not saying women, y'all have y'all feet in the game as well, but we go through this. And when we're talking about it, it sounds like, like 6, it's coming from what you experience. But when you put numbers in it, right? When you actually put the data in it, it broadens the conversation. It makes the conversation to where you see it as a whole. If we break it down to black men, we're not doing that bad as people might try to break it down. We're actually doing pretty good.
Damn.
And we are responsible. It shows that the majority of black men are doing fine. And we want to be in our children's lives. And we're not fathering all of these kids that women are just having. It's not all on us. And the staple that gets put on us as black men is we are the problem. So that's where we're trying to take it. We're not saying 6 that a Media Man or BMU or Chill or Hink and myself, we're not saying that there's not no good, all these men are trash, we're speaking for all men. No, we know that there's some trash men out there. Definitely, 100%. And we know there's some good women out there, 100%, that's doing the best they can. That's even trying to get their kids to see, their fathers. And the fathers are like, no, I don't want to see my kids.
Yeah.
But the problem, when we break it down to say the majority, that's where we got to start looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Forget the few. Look at the majority. I'm going to land the plane right there. So, on that note,
Hallelujah for the love.
But GMP, we all are involved fathers on this panel.
Which is why it was so heated. That's why I was like, I think most people were looking at it from like a personal perspective, which you can only do that in this type of situation. I feel like so. I think that's where it got a little.
That's good.
Where Media Man brought the value, right?
That's good. Yes. You said everybody was looking at it from a personal perspective. Everybody up here is involved fathers. So
right.
You see
exactly.
So that's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So that's why I believe that I knew once I said we're gonna do this topic, I knew it was gonna turn into, and me and Kit was talking about it last night on the phone. I knew that this topic was going to turn into something. And I appreciate it because there was a lot of knowledge dropped in it as well. I don't know what Kit and 6, I'm not Kit, what 6 and Chill got going on over there.
Me neither. I'm just being chill.
A little crazy. But everyone on here has some valid points, and I greatly appreciate it. But as y'all all know, I am lazy, so I'm going to cut the stream. And I respect everyone that's in the chat. I respect everyone that came out.
We didn't even get to the other topic. Boy, I'm going to ring your bell when we get in the back room.
You want to talk about it? We can talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I'm going to come for all y'all in the back. You know what? Everybody else is going to hear my voice in the back room. No, I don't even want to talk about it no more.
Kit wanted to talk about these white women that are getting these men to, how do you say? What are they calling them, Kid?
Oh, you talking about that one? We had a lot of topics going on. I wasn't sure what you was going to bring up.
Oh wow, you didn't know what one you took.
So have y'all heard about? Okay, so the Ghanaian men, so there are a lot of women in foreign countries that are going into Africa and are picking up young African men and making them like their sugar babies. And I had sent him a clip about how that's going on or whatever. But I didn't even know that that's what you were going to bring up. I thought you was going to bring up the 11 and pregnant. But that's a whole nother conversation too.
11 and pregnant.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot going on in the world, believe it or not. Oh, or I thought you was going to bring up the Karens for Kamala.
Good gracious.
No. Yeah, a lot of them Karens. Leave them Karens alone. We're going to leave them Karens alone.
A lot of topics.
We trying to grow.
I just said we can go to. First things first, I can't wait. I'm going to thump you in the back of your bald ass head as soon as I with my good nails, too. I can't wait.
Pop off, or did they stay
on? No, baby. These are magic, baby. I do the thing, honey. You tried to play me.
So, but listen. So I'm gonna end it here. But this was a great show. Thank you so much. We had Hink in the building. We had Media Man in the building. BMU in the building. the greatest joining the panel.
Star studded.
Star studded, man. It was a pleasure. And Media Man, thank you so much for dropping that video
my
on
pleasure,
me.
man. Thank you for having me up.
Yes.
Oh man, thank
Absolutely.
you, man. Because
Thank
you know
you. Thank you.
it
That
added
was
so
dope,
much
though.
to the conversation. So I'm gonna end it here, but thank y'all so much. If y'all are on the panel and you want to stay in the back room, please stay in the back room so we could discuss some things.
Yep.
Much love. Thank you everyone for throwing your super chats out there. Much love. And
Thank
also
you.
everyone in the chat, thank you for staying active. Thank you for staying active and
Yes.
keeping the chat going.
Yes.
Greatly appreciated, y'all. One love. We will see y'all next week. Peace.
Come on Tuesday.
If it gets too hot, roll the window down. If I fuck things up, just tell me now. I'm living in a blinded town. Am I running out of time? Feel like a drug when I'm talking to you. Slow trip, trying to play it cool. Nothing to do. Let's drive to the ocean. Get high, lay on the beach. Whitewater running down my feet. Make love and repeat. I don't ever want to stay all night to see the sunrise. It's way too soon to be calling me baby, but it feels so right against the moonlight. Deep sea diving head first, don't save me. Is there something I can say?